Hello everyone, welcome to IRC Super, and we are here for the Brazilian Grand Prix. Everyone loves a good Brazilian, don't they? And here, this is going to be an absolutely fantastic event, I'm sure it is indeed. Then the drivers and the constructors have actually been wrapped up this season, but you will be fooled that the drivers don't know about it. Goodness me, then there's still a good old fraught battle, isn't there? For the runner-up spot, and there's also a lot of other pride. There's a lot of other pride on the line, isn't there? As we make our way into the final 2 rounds of season 7 of IRC Super, and we are in the pit lane right now, and we are ready to get cooking. As let me quickly get up the old stats set, and we should be away then, indeed. Then, of course, there's the usual standard of events is going to be happening here tonight. Of course, we got the qualifying session first to determine the grid of how they're going to line up. They're 2x2x2 of it looks like of 9 rows here tonight. Fantastic stuff indeed. And then we get on to the race itself, of course, and that is the beauty, isn't it, of league racing and IRC, is that we have the qualifying and the race all in the same show, so you don't have to worry about waiting until the race gets going tomorrow or stuff like that. So that is brilliant stuff indeed. Then, as we are now just waiting for the first car to come out on track, and I can see a mechanic down the far end. It's a McLaren mechanic, and it is a McLaren driver out of the pit right now. Then, is just a little behind. Then there we go. As I'm just sharing out the old stream as well. Then, as we are about a minute into this session, then, so lovely stuff indeed. Then, and we are now just coming. Now we're all just coming out of the pit zone. So we got who was the first one out? I think it was Timmy actually, who was the first man out on the pits. Like I gotta say, I love that McLaren. It's an absolutely beautiful piece of art, isn't it? Anyway, then, so 18 cars on this track then for Interlagos, Brazil. I gotta say, it's one of my favourite tracks. So we had a full race here last year, didn't we? And I was in that McLaren last year, as I decided that I wanted to take part in the formation lap. So there we go. And that was one of the most awkward things that I've done in a long time. So now we're just coming up to the horseshoe before we're coming into Magulo, the dive, isn't it? And then we're coming up to Junção as well then, and which is the junction, isn't it, in Portuguese? Is it Brazilian? I don't know. I'm trying to pretend like I know what I'm talking about. I have absolutely no idea what I'm talking about. We're 2 minutes into the session then, and Timmy is going to be the first man to get us cooking in this incredible event. Whilst Timmy then is going to put in his first lap of the day, let's go through the drivers and the constructors standing, shall we? And and of course it's T Sammy, who is of course the champion, isn't he? And he's been absolutely incredible this season. I keep reading out the stats, which is just I'm going to keep reading them out, and basically because it is one of the most impressive feats in our IRC history, isn't it? T Sammy will be in the Hall of Fame, I have no doubt about that. Anyway, T Sammy then, yes, a cracking champion indeed he is, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what he can do next season for season 8 of IRC. Brilliant stuff indeed. Then of course there's also another 21 drivers I got to go for in this championship. So this is what everyone is tuning in for tonight, isn't it? I presume, as well as car racing as well. Matt and Steve, Max are on an incredible battle, aren't they? It is 9 points separates those three drivers in the battle for second position. Matt on 194, 191 for Steve, and Maxi on 185. And as just make sure Steve is in the session, and indeed he is. Maxi is not in the session at the moment. Now I was having a quick old gander at the old chat then, just to see because I think Maxi was having some gremlins, wasn't he? So hopefully he can get himself on there and ready to get going. So we'll see what Maxi does later on. Roscoe was in that battle for 5th position. There's still a chance there, but it's starting to be his chances are starting to fade a bit. Hulk goes across the line, and he is starting his lap as well. We got a Renault out there as well. I think it's Snap, isn't it? Well, Snap is looking at it's going a bit pedestrian at the moment as he comes down the dive, and before coming into Young Cow. So I think he must have had a gremlin or two somewhere there. Talking of Asdog, Asdog's in 6th position in the championship. We got Fizzy in 7th position as well. Cracking season for Fizzy. As of course the votes are out now, aren't they, for the drivers which are voting for all kinds of brilliant awards, so it's very interesting to see who wins what then. Sprint in 8th position, he's been brilliant, and he Sprint has this year. He's in front of Timmy, who's dropped down to 9th position, and Dave completes the top 10 then. And everything else is status quo in the Drivers' Championship in the bottom end. And in the Constructors' Championship then, Toro Rosso also crowned the Constructors' Champions, and why wouldn't they be? Of course, with the team of Roscoe and T. Sammy, I think it was going to be very difficult for anyone to beat them, but with Red Bull and Racing Point also a strong team as well. There's been 3 constructors this season that have scored over 300 points. That is absolutely incredible. Astor goes second fast mode. Couldn't beat the target time which was set by Timmy. So fantastic stuff there. Yellow flag for one of the Renaults there. It's creeping up the hill now. Yeah, so fantastic stuff from the front 3 there. Toro Rosso the champions. Then we got Red Bull and Racing Point then in 2nd and 3rd position. Alfa Romeo in 4th position. It's very nip and tuck between the car that's on screen now of Mercedes and Alfa Romeo. There's 1 point separates those two constructors. So really looking forward to seeing who is going to get the final blow in that battle for 4th and 5th position. McLaren are slightly back in 6th position. I feel that McLaren are kind of all on its lonesome there. So I think McLaren is the best they can do is 6th position now on 140 points. Then we got Renault who are in 7th position now. They've just got in front of Ferrari. That's going to be a good old scrap to the end, isn't it? As 70 points for Renault, 68 for Ferrari, and at 57 for Haas. And so that is going to be a good old battle for 7th, 8th, and 9th in the constructors. And Williams there on 22 in 10th position as well. Then on board with Fizzy then, and he's just coming into the Pine Tree, I think it's called. Anyway, I'm not even sure. I think I'll make up this stuff as I go along. We got Sprint there saying, evening Sean, evening Sprint. Hope you're having a fine Thursday. I certainly am. Ayrton saying, hello Sean. I hope it's a clean race. Of course, it will be a very clean race. I have no doubt about that. And of course, I do love a bit of action though. So yeah. So from a selfish point of view, I would love to see some action there. Of course, wheel to wheel action and a bit of bump and grind. It is never a problem in my book, as Fizzy goes up and do 5th fast on the Alfa Romeo. Lovely stuff there from car 14. We've also got Temperature. How's Timmy going tonight then? Well, at the moment he's going very well tonight, isn't he? Timmy is doing he's fast at the moment. He's done an 09.1 there straight in the 09 in the early 09s already there. Good stuff from Timmy. Good stuff indeed then. JJ is going to do 12 fastest. Lovely stuff indeed. Here comes the champion T. Sammy then, and he's just coming now into Magulio the dive then, and lovely shot there. Of course, that traditional green helmet, isn't it? Which has become synonymous, hasn't it, to T. Sammy? That's his signature, isn't it? That green helmet, that light green helmet as well. He has been impeccable, hasn't he, to say the least here this season, really has, hasn't he? He's been fantastic, and he's now coming up to the line as well, and he goes at 6 fast front on the medium compound tires then, and potentially that might be you might be saving some soft tires there, which would be going to be very interesting to say the least, isn't it? Matt then at the moment is going to have he's got a good old scrap on his hands, hasn't he, with the battle between himself and Steve in the battle for 2nd position then, so that is going to get very tasty indeed, isn't it? And he comes out of turn 3, and whilst we're in the early parts of qualifying, I do like to show my age a bit, and we got a Renault actually who's we've got 2 Renaults. We've got Run Renault who's crawling, and the other Renault who is in the parking space coming out of turn 6 by the looks. And it looks like they've come a cropper as well. But Matt is carrying on, and away he is. I do love to show my age in the early parts of qualifying. I also love to talk about history. And of course, this Brazilian circuit has got a huge amount of history, hasn't it? We can go as far back as 1991, really, can't we? Of course, where Aaron Sedder won this race in a superhero-like status, didn't he? I think he had a problem with gears, and wasn't he stuck in 5th gear or something like that back then? And those are monster machines as well. Of course, a manual gearbox and all that kind of stuff, which is well beyond my knowledge, because I'm not I got to say I'm not very au fait with technology. But yeah, it was superhero stance there from Ayrton in the 91 Brazilian Grand Prix. He could hardly lift the Brazilian flag up. It was absolutely heroic stuff, wasn't it, from Ayrton? Really was indeed. Then 94 93 Brazilian Grand Prix is very interesting, wasn't it? Because we had a bit of a rainstorm, didn't we? In the race, as Roscoe is just got on the outside of Lake Descent there. So let's see what the two runners could do as well. Snap is coming down to Lake Descent. We've got a lovely shot there from the steering wheel. Beautiful stuff indeed. Then from Snap as he is going through the fast left under there as well. We've got Roscoe there just getting out of the way. He's just also thrown his comment in the old comment chat as well, giving everyone a good evening all then. And hello Ross, hope you're having a lovely afternoon or splendid evening as just watching Snap there on his way at the moment then. So currently we are in the qualifying one, and we'll talk about the rules in just a few moments, because I love a bit of history, so I'm still going through my history lesson as well. And of course, I think 96 was absolutely bucking it down with rain in the 96 race, wasn't it? Damon Hill was fantastic that day, wasn't he? So brilliant race that was. 97 was it was an alright race, wasn't it? Really, I think the thing I remember about is they having to have a restart, didn't they? After Villeneuve absolutely blew that start. That was quite he was quite lucky he had a restart there, didn't he? As well. Of course, if you talk about classic racer, you have to talk about the 2003 Brazilian Grand Prix, where as Frank Mead has just said, evening Sean, as ever, go Fizzy. And talking of Fizzy, of course it was Giancarlo Fisichella in the yellow Jordan that won that race fantastically well, albeit he only got the trophy like 2 weeks later in San Marino, didn't he? Which was very odd, at least wasn't it really? But of course back then they couldn't decide on if it was Raikkonen or Fisichella that went alongside a big old scary smash, didn't he? In the second to last corner, we also had it was an incredible race, wasn't it? Of course, that was back then. They had a rule, didn't they, about tyres, where they can only bring one set of wet type of tyre, whether it's the shallow, intermediate, or the full wet. I think all the teams brought the shallow intermediate, didn't they, back then? And that really caused some issues, didn't it? But I got to say, it was a fantastic race, wasn't it? Of course, the world's most expensive car park was turn 3, wasn't it? As there was a bit of water that was just running across the circuit there, wasn't it? It was like a stream, and it was a new adventure every time they went through there. It was fantastic, wasn't it? We seen the likes of Pizzonio, Schumacher, I think Button was in there as well, wasn't he? I think one man who didn't actually go actually saved the car was that Jos Verstappen, actually, as that Steve goes fast at the moment now. Looking very good indeed, Steve is, isn't he? We'll talk about his qualifying performances this season in just a few moments' time. But I think Jos Verstappen now kept it from going in the wall quite nicely, actually. Jos did. I think it was one of only a few men that actually did save it, didn't he? I think later on though, Jos unfortunately did retire from the race, which was unfortunate, really, wasn't it, for Jos the boss? But there you go as well. Of course, another dramatic Brazilian Grand Prix. How can you forget the 2006 one where Schumacher was storming through the field on his last race? Unfortunately, had issues, didn't he? And was coming through the field absolutely beautifully, wasn't he? 2008, goodness me, maybe my favourite race of all time, just because of what was up for grabs. It was Hamilton against Massa, wasn't it, for the 2008 World Championship. It was brilliant, wasn't it? It was tense. It was what you want to be. It was like in a movie, wasn't it? Basically, it was winning Juncao, wasn't it, on the final lap, where that famous phase is that Glock, and goodness me, it was Glock, wasn't it? Luckily for all us Hamilton fans, I got say, I've never been so deflated in my life before when I realised that Vettel overtook Hamilton. Goodness me, 2009 was good as well, wasn't it? We can list them off, can't we? And 2012 as well, brilliant race. And I've got to say, I've been yapping on for almost 10 minutes about the history of this place. But in a nutshell, what I'm trying to say is, this race is a great race, isn't it? It's absolutely fantastic, isn't it? It's a bit old school as well, isn't it? Of course, you can see the it's not got the in terms of facilities and all that kind of jazz. It's not really like Abu Dhabi kind of esque, is it? Which is of course where we're going next week to finish off the season 7 of IRC. And indeed it is, and I think next week it's going to be a celebration as well, isn't it? Also, remember, it is the last race of IRC Elite before they turn into a Zenith Zenith League racing, I think it is. Go next season as well. And of course, congratulations to Slim, a long-time IRC driver, absolutely brilliant stuff as well, winning the Elite Championship as well. Of course, I think that congratulations to Slim. Then he has been absolutely impeccable, hasn't he? Remember the first 4 or 5 races, he was a bit off the pace, wasn't he? Really, he didn't win until round 7, I think it was. It was absolutely incredible comeback from Slim. It really was. It was a battle between Jamie and Yor, wasn't it? And then all of a sudden, Slim just kind of just got himself going there, dusted his overalls off, and my goodness me, he flew, didn't he? And I think well deserved there from Slim. He was absolutely incredible, wasn't he? And of course, he's got a formidable teammate in the terms of Granty Boy as well. isn't it? So looking forward to seeing what those two teams can do in the newly branded Zenith League coming next season as well then. But of course, this is IRC, and of course this is now going to be just IRC next season as well. So of course, and there's very exciting beginnings as well, and of course we all love it. And remember, it's all on the new 2020 game for next season as well. I'm rubbing my hands with absolute delight there, of course. There is new rules, isn't there? The cars are going to be the cars are apparently a lot quicker as well, aren't they? Some of the time trial times are absolutely scary, aren't they, to say the least. The ERS has changed as well, isn't there? Of course, there's a lot of grumblings about there's only 3 modes of ERS and all that kind of stuff. So perhaps it might give it might make the grid slightly smaller as well, or slightly more condensed. Then who knows? Who knows? Of course, we cannot find out though until the game is released there in July sometime. So yeah, good stuff indeed then. Good stuff then as Snapper's just coming up the hill as well. T-Sammy's retired from the session quite early on actually, T-Sammy has. So in this qualifying session we've only got 3.5 minutes to go whilst I've been yapping on about all kinds of nonsense. Yellow flag is fluttering where Hamilton crashed in 2017, I believe he did, in the Mercedes, and it left Bottas to get pole position, didn't it? But Vettel of course stole the march and got the win there, didn't he? Bottas was I think got a bit slated in that season, didn't he? Well, too far really, didn't he? I think for perhaps they're not pushing Vettel as hard as maybe what Hamilton does. Maybe it's very difficult to say the least, though, isn't it? So there we go then. Anyway then, but so now then we're just watching Rizzle Sticks making his second race here tonight. Of course, I think he did a good job actually in US last week. It's a very difficult track indeed, isn't it? The Austin track is, and I think he's done himself no harms whatsoever. He's got the new set of soft tires, and Rizzle Sticks has. We'll see what he can do then. Sven now, who I feel that Sven has been has had a very difficult season to say the least, and hasn't he, Sven has? I'm wondering if he can get some points in the final final couple of races, because as we're just watching Sven now as well. But yeah, I feel that Sven's had a very unlucky season, hasn't he? So hopefully he can get himself some points before the end of the season, hopefully. We're on board Brown then. Of course, Brown and PB and the Williams then, I think they've done a good job this season. I think consistency, if you... of course, we did some research, didn't we? The IRC admin team did a couple of weeks ago, I think it was. And of course, the research was about like average positions and finishes like that. And of course, one of the things was that PB, if the points positions went down to 11th position, PB would have had an extra 6, 7 or 8 point scoring positions there, and Williams would have a lot more points to their names as well. Sven has retired from the session on that back straight then, so that's not good at all for Sven, is it? And where is it? Oh goodness me, that's a crash and a half. Oh my goodness me, that car is jaw-turn, isn't it? I think it has shooken up, the car is. My goodness me, I would have been shaken up by that as well. He has been proper out there, Sven has. And I'm sorry, Sven, I might be cursing the commentator there, because I was trying to big up your maybe points aspirations here tonight, but unfortunately that is not the case, is it? Really, what a shame it is for Sven now. So, but luckily points do not get done in qualifying, do they? They get done in the race then. So hopefully Sven can have a good race from the from 18th from the grid then. Of course, then we was also talking about the qualifying performance as well. Then JJ and Rizzlesticks are the two men that are in the drop zone at the moment, isn't it? So can Rizzlesticks get himself going? JJ is still out of qualifying, but my goodness me, by such he's involved this time. That's it. JJ is done. JJ is out of qualifying, unfortunately. What a shame for the McLaren driver, and he is a oh goodness me, then that's a crash and a half. But I've got to say that was fine style there from JJ. That's 10 out of 10 there for a bit of a crash and style there. But look how close he was there. He's 500 of a second away from Penny, who has got through into qualifying too. Fantastic stuff there from Penny on board with Rizzlesticks as well. Then we've just got less than 10 seconds to go. I think it's I don't think it's going to be enough. And he's also invalidated this time as well. So we might have already lost our 3 drivers in this qualifying session. Indeed we have, unfortunately. And those are the drivers out there. We've lost Sven, JJ, and also Rizzlesticks out as well. Sven in 18th position, Rizzlesticks in 17th position, and 16th position is JJ. Penny there is And the Mercedes-Benz is coming down the dive now, isn't he? He's a 10th of a second down, Penny is. I think it's because Penny is now just, I think he's just enjoying himself out there now, isn't he? He knows he's in qualifying too, then. He has done the hard work. And I think he is just fairly happy just to enjoy the rest of this lap, isn't it? And that's a very good place to be, it is there. So Penny there is at 28 hundredths of a second off the pace only, and so he's got a very he's got a very quick car, hasn't he, going up the hill, hasn't he? Because Woody, I got to say, I compare Woody's season actually to that of Martin Brundle back in '95. If anyone remembers way back when, which probably no one don't, because I'm just showing my age again. But back in '95, Martin Brundle was in the Ligier, wasn't he? He was sharing that cockpit with Guru Suzuki, wasn't he? And I think that's the same. And I think Martin Brundle had a very good '95 season. I feel there was some very strong racing there as well. I remember Belgium, he was as high as third at one point, wasn't he? He was doing a fantastic job in those Belgium, wasn't he? Unfortunately, it did come slightly unraveled in the end there, but nonetheless, he was still all right. We have also, just going back to the Woody comparison there. Of course, Woody's 10th start this season, and I think he's done a very good job, a very admirable job as well, actually. For the Ferrari driver here tonight, because this will be his 10th start. He has only had 3 in 9 starts. He's only had 3 DNFs so far. And remember the first 3 races, he was in the points on 3 consecutive occasions. And of course, then he had a very strong drive in Italy and an even stronger run in Russia as well. So I think Woody has definitely been a surprise package, hasn't he, this season? And I feel that if he does get the full seat next season, I'm really tipping him to have a strong season. Hopefully, he's stronger than what Martin Brundle did in the Jordan in '96. He had a bit of a tough one, didn't he, in the gold Jordan, didn't he? Especially as he went head over heels, didn't he, in the first race in Melbourne, didn't he? Because me, one of the most frightening crashes you'll ever see. But that is the end of qualifying one then, and we are now getting ready then for qualifying 2 in just a few moments time then. Let's just take confirmation then who has been knocked out of qualifying 1 then. Sven is out, Rizzlesticks and JJ have all bit the dust, unfortunately, but we will see them in the race coming up in just under an hour's time, of course. Well, less than that, isn't it, really? It's about 45 minutes. So don't worry about those guys, everyone. All you JJ fans, Rizzlesticks and Sven's fans, they will be back in action in the not too distant future then. So hang on, get your popcorn out and enjoy the rest of this qualifying session, as we are now ticking down to qualifying 2 then, which is coming up in just a few moments time then. So we're now into qualifying 2 then, and then of course I timed that really well actually. I was just trying to clear my throat a bit quick in the slightest way possible. Right now we're into qualifying 2 then, and we'll talk about the qualifying 2 and of course the permutations of qualifying 2 and all that kind of stuff as well then. But what you need to know is that there is 15 minutes, there is 15 drivers, only 10 can go through. 5 unfortunately is going to have to sit on the sideline for qualifying 3, and I don't think any of these drivers wants to do it, do they? This could be a big day, as I said, in the battle for second between Steve, between Matt as well. Unfortunately, Maxi's had issues with his copy of Formula 1, hasn't he? Which is such a shame for Maxi. His double there is coming out on the double as well, hasn't he? I got to say, I quite like her double's helmet there. Lovely stuff indeed there. I only had a quick glance there, but it looked like Olivier Panis's helmet, didn't he? Back in the 96 kind of thing. Goodness me, I'm going on very nostalgia run tonight, ain't I? Someone's going to have to slap me, ain't I? Because I need to be talking about the here and now, don't I? And of course, and that's also a very good Steps song as well. I was a big old fan of Steps back in the day. I even had the booklet which showed me how to dance like them as well, because that's the way I'm inclined. Anyway, enough about that. So on track at the moment, then we have 6 cars on track at the moment. Double is leading us around at the moment then in the Haas then. I got to say then, of course, it's the end of season. Of course, the end of season feeling, isn't it? And I think that we do look back and reflect, don't we, on the season as a whole, and who has done well and who hasn't. Of course, I think doubles tally this season has been 15 points. I feel that his last season, the first season of the 2019 game, Double had a fantastic season, didn't he? It's the same with Sven as well. I'm sure Sven had a really good season last season, and Snap did as well. And I feel that the second season, I'm wondering if those guys just, especially Double, I wonder if Double was just kind of maybe got a bit fed up with the title perhaps then of the Formula 1, or something. I don't know, or perhaps Double might just. I'm not sure, but it's a very. He might just not like the Haas, has it? Because even though these are equal cars, then they do seem to have their very own different tendencies, don't they? As a lovely shot there, a Double, isn't it? He's coming down into Lake Descent, but yeah, as always, invalidated this time. Double has there, and there's a Ferrari just going on the outside. So unfortunately, I think the Double's going to have to get back around again. We're going to keep an eye on Asdog now, who is in the racing point, and of course, Double and Asdog. I remember when I first started my IRC career, I was just a random ginger in their party, and of course, it was actually a very good start, wasn't it? Really, of course, I think it's the first time that I really started to talk to the F1 community, and really it was IRC. So yeah, quite enjoyed that. Of course, we had a big old party of 6 people, didn't we? And that back in the good old days. It's about a couple of seasons ago now, wasn't it? Before I decided to transcend into just some random dude talking about cars going around the circuit these days. We've got Asdog coming up to the line as well, and he is going to set the time, a provisional fastest time on the circuit moment, but that has been quickly eclipsed there by Fizzy, who has done an 8.964. Fantastic stuff from Fizzy, lovely stuff indeed. T Sammy there has gone straight into the 8s there, lovely stuff there, 6/10 a second in front of Fizzy. Timmy has gone full fast moment, lovely stuff indeed. Then Woody there just coming down to Lake Descent then, as we got the other racing point of Steve there also on track as well. Snap there is in the middle part of the lap. Then we got Harry just starting us up, and Sprint is just to come up to the line then and finishing this lap now, and he has gone 5th fastest. Sprint has. I think Sprint's been fantastic this season, hasn't he? Of course, I think last season he was just building up confidence, and this season he's been one of my breakout stars, hasn't he? He's been fantastic, really has indeed. Then Woody there is in the second section as well. I think Snap is invalid. It's time Snap has, unfortunately. So unfortunately we're going to have to leave Snap to it for a minute and try and go. Brown's also invalidated his time as well. Woody hasn't. No, Woody's now coming into the line, so coming out to Young Cow. Of course, you need to straighten up the car as quickly as possible, don't you? Because you're now on the power right up until the checkered flag or the start-finish line. Let's see what Woody could do as well. Woody goes in the 4th fastest in the Friday. A lot of guys are. You may notice that a lot of guys are on different tyre compounds at the moment. Of course, that is because this is where the strategy really comes into play, isn't it? If you qualify in the top 10, you must start on the tyres which you set your fastest time on. The exact tyres, not just the compound, the exact tyres. Steve has just gone 2nd fastest moment there, really looking on strong. Steve is this season, well, this race, this session, and in the whole as well. Harry might be a bit disappointed with that one, only in the 10 so far, Harry is, so he's going to have another crack at that, isn't he? Matt, who's in a good old fearsome battle, isn't he, with Steve for 2nd position. I think overall Matt has had a very consistent season, hasn't he, which is why he has been 2nd for majority of it. But Steve has really come on strong, hasn't he, later on in the season as well. So that is Matt has been very consistent, whilst he has definitely been very fast, hasn't he? But I think in the first couple of races he was unlucky with strategy. He was also unlucky with being in the wrong place at the wrong time as well. So Roscoe is just starting us up as well. Snap has gone through in an 11 at the moment there, and we'll see what Snap could do in his next time run. Roscoe coming through turn 3 as well, coming down the hill then. As you can see, I love that shot. It's a brilliant shot, isn't it? He's done a 17 in the first sector as well. It's a very short lap, isn't it? You notice that we're in the just under the 70-second mark, isn't it? It's a very quick lap, isn't it, around here? T-Town's retired from the session. We got 36 laps around here later on as well. So yeah, it's don't expect this one to be a long one. Definitely not as long as last year. Goodness me. Of course, we had a full race last season doing 72 odd laps or 72 laps around here. I think the rain did kind of take away some of the action what was building up to it, wasn't it? Really, which I think if it didn't rain in that race, it would have might have been a classic to say the least, wouldn't it? But Roscoe now coming out of Young Cow then before powering up the hill then. We've got 9 minutes in this session to go then. We have still got a few cars, 5 to be exact, 5 to be exact then, as I'm making up words as I go along here tonight. 5 to be exact then, who haven't set a time yet. Roscoe going over the pit entry line there. He goes 2nd fastest at the moment now. I don't, of course, Massa got penalised, didn't he? In 2017, I think it was, something like that. Where he got penalised, didn't he, for not going over the line there, didn't he? Of course. But of course, that ain't going to happen here tonight, because there is no rule on that one at all, is there? Hog there, car 12 in the Ferrari then, just coming out the horseshoe as well then before coming down the dive, and lovely stuff indeed there from the Ferrari driver then. And Hogg has got his part to play. Woody and Hogg have got their part to play in the battle for the 7th position in the Constructors' Championship, haven't they? Look at that sun really coming into your eyes, doesn't it? As they build from out of the junction there right up to the end of the lap then. Of course, I don't think it's going to distract these drivers. Well, Hogg there, goodness me, there, he just blew my hat off. That was a fantastic time there from Hogg. Very good stuff indeed there. Really well done. The double back out of track at the moment. So is Brown as well then. At the moment, Brown is down there. Oh, he's also gone on the curve there. That might hurt a bit of his momentum. Is he climbing up the hill? He's just climbing, isn't he? And now he's coming over the grid hatches as well, and about to start his lap then. Brown is, of course, he's down in 40th position. We've got Penny and Double also haven't set times yet either. Both Renaults have set times, but they're 11th and 12th position respectively at the moment. They're going to have to find some pace from somewhere in those yellow cars, aren't they? But Brown there is going to see what he can do now. And he was wandering to the middle part of the track there, Brown. He's a 17.2 there for the Williams drive. Look at those brake discs glowing there. Of course, these cars are absolute peak performance, aren't they? Especially in the qualifying sessions, isn't it? As the cars are going to be at their absolute peak speed, aren't they? Over 1 lap pace at the end of qualifying freeway, where the track conditions are absolutely perfect, isn't it? The fuel loads is basically nigh on, as there is only 3 laps there, an in lap, an out lap, and a fast lap. And of course, the track will also have will not be green either. The tyres will be like qualifying tyres, won't they? Where they're gonna just have 1 lap and they gotta get it nailed on as well. They don't have to look after those tyres. It's Brown there is having to correct the understeer and oversteer there. The car was not refusing to turn now, and then the back end was stepping out as well. Timmy has gone second fastest. Now I think that underlines how much of a good lap that lap was from Hogg there. Fantastic stuff. And Brown had a bit of a messy end to that lap, but he's still in that position at the moment. Brown is good stuff indeed then. And Double there is in the second sector as well. Then you see look at that, rotating the car absolutely beautifully there for Double there. Of course, it's no secret, this is probably one of my favorite cars there. I don't mean Double, but I gotta say I do have a soft spot for Double, but not that. It is about the of course it's the Haas as well. So I'm making the most of the Haas because I think it was one of the most the black and gold livery. I absolutely love it. Of course, I've gone back to their traditional colours after the very painful relationship between themselves and Rich Energy as well. And there's a bit of a horrifying tweet on Instagram. Tweet on Instagram? I don't really know. That just shows my knowledge of social media, doesn't it, really? I think there's a horrifying tweet from Rich Energy, wasn't there, about having their logo on the side of the Williams there. Of course, Williams seems to be in dire straits, Rich, as Penny has invalidated his time, unfortunately. That is not good at all there for the Mercedes driver. He's going to have to go round again there, isn't he? And I'm wondering there if Penny might just turn the car down and go for broke. I'm wondering actually if he might come in the pits there, change onto a brand new set of soft tyres and go for it again then, perhaps then. But we'll see what Penny's ploy is in just a few moments time then. But going back to that Williams story, of course there was a scary image about Williams being sponsored by Rich Energy. Of course, that was meant to be the original offer, wasn't it? Where Rich Energy and Williams was going to partner up before they went to Haas in the end. And look what happened there. Very messy weekend in the British Grand Prix weekend, wasn't it, of last season? Gotta say, one more interesting stories, isn't it? But if you look back in the history, you do see a lot of very peculiar F1 stories, don't you? With like the 40s, and I think there was a Shannon Racing Group or something like that, and then there was a 92 car, was there? Of course, some of the stories you hear about that from I think that there's a guy that does a podcast. I can't remember what team it is now, but it was, let's just say, the team barely qualified. And there was all kinds of shenanigans going on in that team, so less said about that the better, and kinds of Italian mafia involved in all that stuff. Anyway, let's oh my goodness me, and that Renault, they're just piling in the middle of the track there, and oh no, and a Snap and Penny taking evasive action, going into the wall there, and Snap's car just drove straight into it there. That's a huge crash there in qualifying too. Both cars are out then, and what a shame there. Penny there, who invalidated his first time, and unfortunately because of that was going around again there. Snap was coming, I'm sure he was coming out the pits there, wasn't he? And then he just seemed to just matrix kind of onto the track there. He kind of glitched on the track there, didn't he? Unfortunately, that's Snap and Penny going to be 14th and 15th, and that's taken away some of the some of the action then, hasn't it, for the final part of qualifying, which is a bit of a a shame, really, isn't it? Because I thought that them two would have definitely been in the battle there, coming in the end of that. So what a shame now. Penny 15th, Snapping 14th, and a bit of a horrific smash there, wasn't it? On board of Harry, he's ran wide there and invalidated his time around into Lagos. It's not about the corner cutting, is it? It's about the track extension, isn't it? If you get a bit lazy on the steering wheel, open the steering wheel up too much, you will go off the track there. If all four wheels are off the track, that's a time invalidation and you have to go around again. I think we've seen it with Penny out of turn 2, and unfortunately we've seen it with Harry coming out of turn 7 as well. So unlucky that is, but that is kind of the play, isn't it, here in Interlagos? Just watching Woody going through the centre S as well. Matt's also invalidated his time as well. Lovely shot from the rear wing of Timmy. It's quite interesting how these guys feel the need to go back out there. I wonder if T. Sammy might be feeling a bit worried about not retiring from the session quite early on then. So this is going to be very interesting to say the least, isn't it? And of course, I was going to run through T. Sammy's accomplishments this season, but we'll wait until qualifying 3, shall we? Because first we got Timmy on track, and how dare we talk about anyone else but Timmy at this time? Because of course I think Timmy has had I think he's had a very frustrating season, actually. Timmy has. Of course he's done a fantastic points tally. It's incredible, 134. But I'm wondering if he feels that there's been a lot more on the on offer in there, where sometimes he's been involved in some shenanigans and things like that, perhaps then. But it's be interesting to see. I think that maybe I'm being a bit harsh on Timmy because this is only his second season at IRC, isn't it? And he's gone fastest now, man. And he really puts me in my place. Timmy does there. A cracking lap there from the McLaren driver then. But I feel that Timmy's got has got a lot of potential, hasn't he? And I'm looking forward to seeing what he'll be doing next season. I'm looking forward to seeing what a lot of these guys will be doing next season, really. And there is a lot of questions that I feel needs to be answered next season, don't they, in terms of who is going to be able to cut the mustard in season 8 then as well. Of course, they're usually at the end of the season there, where of course with the championship on the line still, we'll be so focused on that. But I think that this is a positive, isn't it, where we can actually talk about next season, isn't it? And it'd be interesting to hear your thoughts on who do you think is going to do well for next season. Of course, there's a lot of rumours about the game, isn't there? Of course, I've only had a quick old glance at some of the settings and things like that. Of course, that new Vietnam circuit, my goodness me, I'm looking forward to that. There's going to be absolute carnage, isn't there, on that circuit? Of course, the Dutch Grand Prix as well. I'm looking forward to that. So narrow, isn't it? And of course, I've expected a lot of incredible incidents, a lot of incredible race craft as well around there. Then of course that is just as Fizzy's gone wide there, and that might be the end of his qualifying attempt there. He's only got 30 seconds there to get round here. I think that might be the end for Fizzy. Of course, the Japanese Grand Prix winner, the closest finish you'll ever see in Lee Gregson, and unfortunately that might be it for the Japanese Grand Prix hero Fizzy. He is down in 9th position at the moment there, and he is not gonna, I don't think he's gonna get round again, is he? He's not. That is such a shame now. We've got a lot of cars in the pits, actually. Everyone from Woody and above is all in the pits there. Welcome Sprint there. We've also got Double out on track as well. Harry's in the pits. Asdog is on the cusp here, Asdog is. And Asdog, of course, he had a miserable time in the Mexican Grand Prix, didn't he? From I think he got held up, didn't he, in qualifying? And unfortunately, because of that there, he was really on the back foot, and he might get away with this because we got Sprint in the pits. But what about Double? He is 8,300 second up. Where is that going to place him? That is still going to put him in 12th position, but let's see if he can sneak past Sprint or even make up some incredible time. Remember, Double really impressed, didn't he, on this last... Oh, he's in the pits there. Double is in the pits. I know, that was a very anticlimactic end to qualifying, wasn't it? So Double is out qualified, unfortunately, but he will be in the race there in the not too distant future then. So unfortunately then for the Haas driver, he will be sitting on the sidelines, but only for 12 minutes, and so we don't have to worry about that. And I think he can probably relax and just enjoy the rest of this qualifying session. And I hope all you guys are at home as well, enjoying this qualifying session as well. Of course, qualifying 3 then is going to be absolutely fantastic stuff. We've got a couple of guys that are really genuine contenders for pole position as well. Listen to some of these stats here over the season. Matt has had 3 pole positions to his name. We've had Maxi, who's had 6 pole positions to his name. He's not in this qualifying session here tonight, is he? So he might, so potentially can, we'll talk about that in a minute, but potentially Steve might actually equal that and get 6 pole positions as well. And that's going to be a juicy end, isn't it? But I'm counting my chickens before they hatch. I need to calm down. We have also got Asdog, who's had a pole position as well. T. Sammy's had 3 to his name, and Roscoe has also had a pole position as well. That has been the qualifying form book this season. Let's just take a quick look to see who's out of qualifying then of 2 then. Unfortunately, we've lost Penny, Snap, Harry, Double and Sprint have all gone out of qualifying 2 then. Into qualifying 3 then, and we'll be getting going in just a jiffy as well. And I think I've just seen a quick message there in the chat there about I think it was about Hog having an absolutely stellar lap, wasn't he? I think I mentioned it at the time then. That was a fantastic lap there, wasn't it, from Hog then? My goodness me, really blew me out of my seat, didn't it? That was brilliant stuff indeed there from the Ferrari driver then. So we're now into qualifying 3. Oh, have we got a reverse grid? Oh no, we haven't. I thought we was going to have one of those qualifying reverse sprint race kind of grid things there. That would have been interesting. Would have really mixed it up. Now it's been in the news, hasn't it, about possibly trying that out for the 2nd Austrian Grand Prix and also the 2nd British Grand Prix as well. Mercedes are really against it, and I can kind of understand why, but it'd be interesting to try out though, wouldn't it, nonetheless. Right then, we're into qualifying 3 now, and well, first man out on track is the man who has 5 pole positions already to his season. Can he make it a 6th one here tonight? Of course, and of course, remember last season Jonathan Cox had 7 pole positions to his name in the end, didn't he? That can only be matched. That can't be beaten this season. But if Steve gets pole positions, he can match it in Abu Dhabi. And of course, that if he does match it in Abu Dhabi, he will also be the top pole sitter this season. Which I got to say, it's an absolutely fine achievement for Steve. I think he's been one of the most impressive drivers over the course of the season, hasn't he? Really well done to see. I remember the races like that he almost could have won. I'm sure in China he was very, very unlucky, and I think he was also, and of course Azerbaijan as well. He was really unlucky as well. The safety car came out, but of course that did benefit Asdog, and Asdog's had 2 wins to his name this season, hasn't he? And that's what I think. That's why we're so looking forward to next season, isn't it? Because there's been a lot of mixture of winners here, hasn't it? Of course, it has been the T. Sammy show as really for most of the season, hasn't it? But the amount of winners and podium visitors we've had this season. We've had Sprint on the podium, we've had Matt on the podium, we've had Maxi, we've had Harry on the podium, we've had Fizzy, I think we had Dave on the podium as well on this season as well. We've had Roscoe, Timmy's been up there as well, Asdog and Steve, and we also had New Life, and of course Leclerc as well earlier on the season. And so there's been a lot of men on the podium this season, hasn't there? And the winners as well, we've had of course Matt, we've had Maxi, we have had Roscoe, T. Sammy, Asdog and Steve, so there's a lot of variety in there, isn't it? And I think that with Steve having 5 wins to his name, 3 wins to his name, and of course we've had Asdog with 2 wins to his name as well. It's been fantastic, hasn't it? Of course, 3 wins for Maxi, a win for Matt, a win for Fizzy, and a win for Roscoe as well. Steve is on a lap at the moment there, but Brown is really parked in front of him at the moment. That's not good at all for Steve. Remember, he wants to get on pole position for the 6th time. Oh no! And Brown has just gone into the back of him there, and Steve's gone into the back of Brown there, hasn't he? And that has really compromised Steve, hasn't it? So that is such a shame now for Steve. On his first quality lap there, Brown really hurt him there, didn't he? Going onto his qualifying lap then. So Steve there is fast at the moment there, but there's a lot more in the pipeline there for the racing point then. We got an Alfa Romeo who's just starting out as Fizzy. We've also got a Toro Rosso of T. Sammy who is on pole position there, and he's done it 08889 there at the moment there. Good stuff indeed then. We've got Timmy in 3rd position at the moment there. Good stuff for the McLaren driver. Lovely stuff indeed. Then we've got the 2nd Toro Rosso who is Roscoe, who is just starting this up as well. Brown there is just coming up the hill as well. Sorry, I got an itchy ear. We've got Brown there coming up the hill as well. Of course, Hamilton lost it, didn't he? Oh, taking a lot of curve there, Brown is. And luckily, I think that was very well controlled there from Brown. I thought that was going to spit him out there and onto the outskirts of that track, on the outskirts there, and that would have definitely hurt Brown there, wouldn't it? No ending. Of course, I've also had a track extension as well. Anyway, then coming into the dive then, and let's see what Brown can do then. The moment. Oh, he's involved there this time there. He's gone too wide there. He ventured too far across, and Hogg is showing some pace in that Ferrari. Oh my goodness me then. Hogg is very much on the money, isn't he? Look at that, and he's in 3rd position at the moment. Fantastic stuff there from Hogg. Really well done then. We've got Fizzy there in the Alfa Romeo, and he is coming over the grid action as well. Let's see what Fizzy could do then. Oh, he's wandering across the track there, but that's still second nonetheless there. He is 3/10 of a second away from T Simon. Here comes Matt. He has got this is going to be an incredible day for Matt, isn't it? As he is going to be battling with Steve then for the second position there, with Maxi not in there. So this is a golden opportunity for both Steve and Matt there to strike it whilst it's hot. But Roscoe is also in the mix as well, and he is in second position at the moment there. No one has gone to the 8th at the moment apart from T Sammy. Good stuff indeed then, as I adjust my seating position because I cannot be on the edge of my seat because I'm going to fall off, I think. This is going to get very incredible to say the least then in the final stage of qualifying. So let's quickly have a go through the classification then. So Roscoe just going slightly wide there. Don't worry about that. He's on his in lap at the moment. Let's just take a look to see let's see what's occurred then in the old classification at the moment. T Sammy has done an 08889. We haven't seen much of T Sammy, has we, here tonight? He has been going along very quietly about his business, hasn't he? But my goodness me, then that business is fairly hot to say the least, isn't it? Wow, he is on fire at the moment there, isn't he? And the only man in the 8-7 really like we've only seen him on screen once or twice, haven't we, T Sammy? Fantastic stuff. But it's an all Toro Rosso 1-2. They're really celebrating their constructors wins, aren't they, this season? We're on another 1-2. Matt in third position there with Fizzy in fourth. Steve, I think, has got a lot more in the locker, hasn't he? He got held up by Brown there in on his lap. Then Hogg in sixth position there, right on the money. Timmy down in seventh at the moment. Woody and Brown are back out on track at the moment. We've seen Brown have an attempt there, but he ran wide just out of the dive here then, and he has had to come in and come back out. And wonder if that's a new set of tyres or what then. Here's Woody then, and once again Woody into qualifying 3. And as I said earlier there about Woody's season, then he's been very good, hasn't he? When he has stepped in there, he's been really impressive to say the least. Woody has in the in whatever car he's been in, and I'm a big fan of Woody, and but that's not a good start at all there for the Ferrari driver. Car 22, he is going to have to abandon that and maybe go around again. I wonder if he might come in and put on his set of new tyres, which he might have been given for this qualifying session. Of course, every driver gets a brand new set of soft tyres to have a good old crack at that pole position. At the moment, it's T Sammy who's on pole position there. That'll be his 4th pole position of the season, and of course and I think that means that if that's the case, then the most pole positions will be a tie this season, one between Steve and Maxi as well. So which I'm not sure. It's a tie worse than lose. Now I heard that expression once, and when the as PB has joined, then it's a good 17 there for PB. Was now flying the flag for the second Williams. Then good stuff indeed there for PB, and we'll have 19 cars on the track then for this Brazilian Grand Prix. Then Brown then coming out of late descent. Oh, never mind. PV has left the session as well. You probably heard my commentary. So we're on board then with Brown then, as he is now coming into the second sector as well. The first and final sector is all about the power, isn't it? About how much speed you can take going up that hill and coming out of the centre S then on the back straight. The middle sector is very technical, isn't it? It's point and squirt there. It's all about corner and how much the car can stick to the floor, isn't it? And let's see what Brown did there coming into Young Cow as well. And this is the start of the final sector as well. PB is back at the session. Fantastic stuff, Ben. And hopefully he'll be in the race then in a couple of minutes as well. He'll be in 19th position then. But it's an old school circuit. I'm expecting safety cars. Oh, he's left again then. And Brown then coming to line then. I think I better leave PB on his own for a minute, because I'm really not helping him, am I? But I am expecting safety cars. I'm expecting a lot of drama in this IRC event then tonight. Then, of course, 2 more rounds to go. 52 points are up for grabs. Then the drivers and constructors have been settled, but the second position, the other place in the drivers hasn't. Timmy is now up in the third position. Remember, Timmy and Sprint have got a good old battle for 8th and 9th in the championship. And that is, of course, the drivers might play it down that it doesn't mean much to them, but my goodness me, it does, doesn't it? It's about pride, isn't it? Which can be just as important as winning races and things like that. It's about where you finish in the old drivers championship, isn't it? And of course, it's all about building on next season. Woody is 8th fast moment. I've got to say, both Ferraris are looking very strong here tonight. Actually, very strong indeed. Woody is looking Hogg is looking absolutely splendid here tonight, isn't he? Really well done there from Hogg then. I got to say, he's doing a fantastic job then. Hopefully I'm giving the commentators curse. We're just watching Brown at the moment. He's got 3 minutes then, and I'm wondering if he's come back in the pits because this lap looks like it might be a write-off, unfortunately. Yellow flag as the Ferrari behind us is Hogg, who is now just coming out now. So Brown is in the pits then. I'm wondering if he's got another set of tyres then to go on that car, then we'll find out now then. So as PB is back in the session then, so hopefully I think I've got to say he's, I'm not sure where he's in or out at the moment, is he? He's doing a bit of the hokey-cokey, isn't he? So just watching Hogg then as he's coming into the centre S then, and look like he has to be very precise, doesn't he, the Ferrari driver? Of course, then as of course he hits the thread, the eye of a needle, doesn't he? And he's coming down his late descent. Fizzy's just car on the pits now with over 2 3/4 minutes to go in the session then. And now then Hogg is very much on his way then. He has currently done an 092 then. Steve is definitely very much in the firing range of Hogg, and I reckon even Fizzy and Matt is time as well then. I'm wondering then Hogg might have 2/10 per second in him, maybe even more then. He just needs to have a nice and tidy lap as well. And these are new soft tyres on that Ferrari then, so this will also give him a bit of time then in his pocket as well then. And the track conditions are very much at peak performance down there. And look at that, there's the Red Bull just in front of us. We'll focus on Matt later on. Then we've got an Alfa Romeo of Fizzy, who's I thought he was pointed to the wall then. He's not. He is just letting people out the way then with just 120 seconds to go as we're watching the Ferrari there flying through turn 14 then. And now coming up to the final turn 15. It's not really much of a turn, those final turns, but it's still counted. And Hogg is second. A fantastic lap there from Hogg. Really well done there from the Ferrari driver. Really nicely done indeed then. T Sammy is actually slower than his lap before there. He is only just slow then, and that is showing that T Sammy is very much all putting it all on the line then. Matt's had an appalling first sec today. It's a 10th of a second down then. I'm wondering if he's saving a bit of the yours then for the final part of the lap then. That might be the reason why then. And we've only got a minute to go in this session. We've only got a minute to determine the grid from 1st to 10th, and we've done the other 9 places here in qualifying so far in the first 2 sessions. We're just waiting for Matt. There he is then in the Red Bull then. Remember, there is the battle for 2nd and 3rd in the Drivers' Championship. It is a very it's going to be a very tense affair, isn't it? And let's see what I can do then. Of course, one of Steve's best performances of the season, maybe, and also I'd say one of Matt's best performances as well. He's 5,400 second up then. Now he's got a lot of verse and he puts the hammer down. That's a lot of verse he's deploying coming up the hill then. Let's see what I can do then. And he comes up to the line as well. And Hogg is currently hogging that front row with T-Sam in the moment. Matt is in the 90s, only 5th fastest. We've got a Toro Rosso coming behind us as well. Verosco is now 3rd fastest then on the grid then. Hogg is coming back in the pits and I gotta say that's a fantastic time there from Hogg. Really well done. A very strong force. And Brown is trying to go for oh, he started us up now then, so I'm just jumping the gun there. Fizzy's on pole position. My goodness me, that really caught me off. T Sammy though is not quick enough first. He's going for another run now. Fizzy is on pole position and now be his first pole position of the season. Fantastic stuff indeed. What about Steve? He's gone purple in the 2nd sector. He's coming up to the line and he's up to the line. He's out deployment and let's see what can do. Can he match Fizzy? He embarrassed Fizzy. He's on pole position there by an 8.688. Fantastic stuff indeed there from Steve then. So that is what you want to ease. That's his 6th pole position of the season. Is anyone else going to be able to match him? Here's Matt again. He's 1,200 a second. He's on a better lap then. And let's see what Matt can do then. He was only 7th in his first attempt then. Hogg has finished. Timmy's finished. Woody and Asdog have finished as well then. Asdog, unfortunately, there had a Q3 ban. And Matt goes 6th fast in the end then. Roscoe has come to the line. He's a 10th a second of on his previous best. Roscoe is 2nd fastest. And what about T Sammy? He's a 10th of a second up in the 2nd sector. That is in the ballpark. That is enough at the moment. How much has he got less? He has got just about enough left. He is coming to the line. The target times are now 8.6. It's the pole position now from T Sammy, and by the minutest of margins, 100th of a second. Fantastic 70. Brown is in the pits then, and T Sammy, that's his 4th pole position of his season, of his career. Absolutely stellar stuff there from the Greek driver. Brilliant stuff indeed there from T Sammy. What a qualifying. I was enjoying that. And Steve then coming across the line. I wonder if Steve had 2 attempts there. Perhaps that might have swung in his way, but unfortunately that is it. That's just a footnote in history now. T Sammy is the man that reigns supreme around the Interlagos circuit as a PB is left for session. I'm hoping that I'm hoping that he'll be back in the session for the race then. He hasn't got long then, of course. We've only got about 2 minutes of an interval before he can get back in his car. If he's not in his car, when all the cars are on the grid then for the formation lap, PB will not be in this race then, and that is going to rob us of, that might rob us of a potentially good drive indeed then. So I hope that's not the case. I hope he's back in the session, and I hope he's raring to go then. Look at that. Goodness me there. And once again, qualifying just absolutely springs up some amazing performances, and look at that. T Sammy pole position there by 1700ths of a second there from Steve in second position by the minutest of margins. Goodness me, what can you do in 1700ths of a second? To be honest, the only thing I could do is probably fall asleep really. Roscoe in third position, and look how close that was. It's a tenth of a second, and look, 3/10 of a second separates the first 7 cars. Goodness me. Fizzy in fourth position, fifth is Hogg, Matt 6, Timmy, Woody, Brown and Asdog then completes the top 10. What a qualifying free. Enjoyed that. I hope you guys did at home as well then. And I've got to and now then I've got to compose myself and get myself ready for the race then. I'm like, we've got 36 laps around this beautiful old school circuit. The one thing I do enjoy about the end of the seasons is some of the tracks that we enjoy. The likes of like the Japanese Grand Prix, the Brazilian Grand Prix is absolutely fantastic, isn't it? It's absolutely fantastic just watching these drivers drive around there. Of course, yeah, we visited other places around. Of course, I quite like Singapore, Italy, and Belgium as well. Actually, and PB has got some real issues there, hasn't he? And unfortunately, I think that might be the PB's last gas effort. But I'm hoping that he was. I can't see his car. Oh dear, I can't see his name there spinning around on the right hand side there. That's not good at all, is it? Yeah, Van Den Break there say, what an incredible quality. Hopefully the race is incredible too. I reckon it will be, Jan. I really do reckon it will be. As of course, this is Brazil, isn't it? I expect nothing less then as well then. So we are now getting ready for the race and it's bang on 9 o'clock. Goodness me. We are very much on the money tonight, aren't we? I'm quite proud of that then. Fantastic stuff indeed then. Right then, we are now then getting ready for the race itself then. The tension is building up. Jan Van Den Break there said, good luck guys. I know I echo that sentiment as well there, but I also want more importantly than all those guys to have good luck is to have a good race. I want to have a cracking race, really, don't I? Of course, now we're off for the formation lap. It's very gloomy out there, isn't it? So this is going to get very interesting indeed, isn't it? Right then, we have got the tyres on the left-hand side. Let's go through the grid, shall we? From 1st to 18th, then, from pole position down to 18th position as well. Then all these drivers are hungry. Remember, Rezzlesticks there making his debut last week. He might be hungry for some points. He might be hungry to make his mark there. Sven is hungry to get some points on the mark. He's had a miserable season. Can he have a strong end to the season? What about Renault? They've really done fantastic, haven't they, in the second half of the season? They are night and day. It's been brilliant. So there's a lot of unanswered questions in this race as well. T Sammy just wants to break all the records in IRC, doesn't he? He wants to top off a perfect season with 2 more wins, doesn't he? Steve and Matt have got to settle their differences for second position, don't they? And with Roscoe also in the mix as well, then that could be very fraught, and Asdog as well. Let's go for, and I've been nattering away. We were already over half distance, haven't we, through the race then. Right then, the grid then. T Sammy pole position then for a fantastic 4th time of this season. Brilliant stuff then. C is second, medium tyres. Roscoe in 3rd position. Fizzy in 4th. Hogg, fantastic. He is 5th. 6th position is Matt. Timmy in 7th position. Woody 8th. Brown in 9th. Asdog is in 10th position. Also medium tyres. Both racing points are on the medium compound tyres then. Of course, a bit of team play there perhaps then. Sprint is on the hard tyres in 11th position. Double is on the soft then. Expecting a Tarkov run there for double. 13th position is Harry. Snap on the hard tyres. Well, it's a traditional strategy call for Snap then, isn't he? 15th position is Penny. He wasn't interested in the formation up. Nor was JJ. Rizzlesticks in 17th. Sven 18th. There is pole position. And that is the shot going down into turn 1. There is Sven. Then the final cars are lining up then. We are waiting for it. Look at it. It's a peculiar grid then. Half the grid is pointed down. Half the grid is pointing up then. We are waiting for those lights then. And the tension is building up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a pause. And we are go! go! And look at the wheel spin then, and here we go then. It's a T Sammy. It's had a decent start then, but Steve is on the inside. But T Sammy there just cuts him off, and he goes a bit wide then as we go into turn one. Then Steve is on the inside. He's going for the lead. He takes the lead. T Sammy has to steer out of it then as they come down into lake descent as well then, and they're all I think everyone's going their piece in the right direction, but T Sammy's going on the inside. What's happening? T Sammy there is oh my goodness, there's a Ferrari right off the track there. I think that was Hog, wasn't it? And now then as they come out of lake descent, and that's a Ferrari also going off the track as well, but Steve hanging around the outside. A fantastic drive there from Steve, really well done indeed then. Steve takes the lead. Roscoe is up in the second position. Lucas has joined the party of this race as well then, so he's got the multi-cam function. Brilliant stuff indeed then. And we got Fizzy there, who is just in front as well. He got yellow flags. There's a Renault off the track who's a snap. No then, it's Harry. I apologise. And that's Harry there is facing the wrong way there. Has he got any damage there to that Renault? We got an appalling shot there, but it looks like he's got all his pieces in the right direction. Anyway, that one complete. Oh goodness me! Oh my goodness me! That was a McLaren going over complete. Oh my goodness me! Down at you cow! It's a mess! It's a mess! And Matt has damaged the car. He's got loads of end plates. That's a safety car, and I'm not sure. We said a McLaren going backwards there. I don't know what happened there. It's oh my goodness me, Asdog is in the pits as well. There's a lot of debris there, and unfortunately Young Cow then, the marshals got a bit of sweeping up to do then, as they're going to have to get their witches brooms out and start to give it a good old sweep then. Of course, the modern day of Formula 1, I can't believe we still get brooms there, do we? But there we go though. Of course, sometimes the simplest solution is the best solution. We got two Mercedes there. I thought it was two Mercedes, I apologise, I'm seeing things now. So we got pit stop drama then. I got to say, it was a very clean start, and then all of a sudden it was anarchy in the middle part of the lap then. Brown then a good qual from performance there. Unfortunately, he's had to change the nose cone there on that Williams then. Snap is out of the points as well. PB is left for session, very disappointed. Rizzle Sticks there is also on to change the nose cone. Timmy there down in 80th position. I'm sure it's in Timmy going the complete wrong way. It's Young Cow, didn't he? He was going completely backwards there. I'm interested to see how that is once played out. Excuse me, sorry. And I really need to learn to mute my mic, really, don't I? Anyway, then we're on lap 2 then. So then, let's take a look at the position changes, shall we? Steve there really fought it out. It was hanging tough there for Steve, wasn't it? And he definitely was getting his elbows out there. Fantastic driving there from both Timmy and Steve. Really, two drivers at the top of their game there. Fantastic stuff, wasn't it? And Steve is now leading this race there, isn't he? I think that was payback from qualifying, where Timmy there stole the march there, didn't he? And got, of course, got the pole position there. In the second position at the moment, then is T Sammy. Got Roscoe in third position. Fizzy is in fourth. Hogg is in fifth position there. He maintains his position, which I got to say, he was looking a bit at sea, wasn't he? When we was watching him, he was going very wide. Woody is up in the sixth position, showing some strong driving once again. Then Sven, he's gone from 11. He's gone up 11 positions. He's gone up to 7th position. Fantastic stuff indeed. That Matt is in the pits, and JJ is up to 8th position as well. He's gone up 8 positions. Penny up 6 positions. Harry up 3, and he was facing the wrong way, wasn't he, at the pine tree? And Double is also at 1 position as well. Then Matt's changed the nose cone. Timmy and Matt there have unfortunately dropped down a huge long way. Then the Red Bull mechanics are going to work. Then a 5-second penalty for Brown. Then I think he was a bit too eager, wasn't he? And unfortunately for that, then he is unfortunately for that, then he has dropped. He's got a 5-second penalty to boot there. Anyway, so we're got behind the safety car. It's always Roscoe there having to steer out there and almost drove into the back of his teammate there. That wasn't good, was it? Anyway, then so these guys are weaving from left to right. Then there's the safety car out there. We got Bernd Mylander, who's our safety car driver, isn't he? A very experienced safety car driver as well. He's been in for such a long time now, hasn't he? And I've got to say, sometimes he's driving the hinges off that safety car, isn't it? But it looks absolutely pedestrian, doesn't it? When you're oh dear. Sven there is a good start. Mike unfortunately, oh no, he's got end plate damage. Sven has as well. It's a long race for Sven. No, can he just keep himself out of trouble and get some points? That has to be the aim for the Alfa Romeo driver, as Dog and also Double there getting very interested as well, didn't they? I'm just waiting for that magical message that safety car begin. Then I don't think it would be this lap, but oh, I'm completely wrong. The safety car isn't the end of this lap then, and we'll be back racing now then. Here we go then. And Steve on the medium tires, and he's got to get some warm-up going, isn't he? Oh dear, this is a very difficult safety car restart. Not as difficult as Baku, for example, but my goodness me, Steve's going to have to use all that talent he's got there to keep T. Sammy and Roscoe behind him, and Fizzy and Hog and Woody as well. And we are back racing now, and here we go, and T. Sammy there. Oh my goodness, we almost got into the back. That's a wrong shot then, and he's gone back. No, he hasn't. That's Roscoe, because T. Sammy's on the outside. He's trying to take lead. Steve goes in deeper. Very nicely done indeed. JJ is also first one. Oh my goodness, there's three abreast going into the turn turn one, I think it is. I don't know where I am. Sven is having a appalling restart, and he's dropped right down to the end then. And T. Sammy's going for the lead. Down in late descent. That's a fantastic maneuver there. He's parked the car in an absolutely pristine position. Fantastic stuff there from T. Sammy. He takes the lead. Oh, Steve is going to have a go on the inside. He's showing the nose there. Snap is oh goodness me, there's Anarchy in the midfield then, and here's Rizzlesticks there, and oh goodness me, he's on the grass there. Rizzlesticks is he drops down into 17th position there. There's a queue of cars, and I think it's behind Double, isn't it? It is behind Double there, and Double is really strong there. PB is back in the session. He can't have a car then, but he can enjoy this. Roscoe is having a third position there. Timmy is past Double. I moved up. We got a yellow flag in the background. What's going on? Penny is having an adventure somewhere. Roscoe is now back in the third position as well, but I gotta say, it's absolutely incredible stuff. Matt is now past Sven as well as, oh goodness me, down at Young Cow again. That's a bit of a hot spot. T. Tommy set the fast off the race, so as we come through to complete a lap 4 then. Roscoe third position, then we got to, oh wow, Hog there, giving it a roll, throwing it all on the line. He passes, he's up into fourth position. Brilliant stuff indeed there, and there was someone who was just taking a trip across the curve there. I think that was Harry, and I think after Harry's first lap, I think he'd be very happy to be back up in 8th position. Fantastic stuff there from Harry then, and coming down the hill once again then. At the moment, Double's got some breathing space between himself and Brown. When I say breathing space, that's 5/10 of a second then. So not much breathing space, but I think that any breathing space is good breathing space at the moment there, because it's so difficult at this stage of the race, isn't it? I know it's very difficult to keep up with as well. Sven is in the pits. What a shame for Sven there, and he's really having a difficult season. Sven is as well, and Fizzy there has been jumped by a Hog there in the safety car, is now stuck behind as well. Sprint is also behind Asdog, who's on the hard tires. Asdog is going a very long way in this race, so Sprint needs to get by as quickly as possible. He can't have Asdog get comfortable in that ninth position. It's going to be very tough indeed. He does have the soft tires. There's a 2-step difference between the soft and the hard tire, of course, so he should have the pace advantage, but Asdog is a very experienced driver, isn't he? And I think that he's going to be a tough cookie to crack, isn't he, as they come over the grid hatches once again. Fizzy is a couple of tenths back at the moment. Sprint there is looking on the back of Asdog as well. Brown is now looking on the inside. Double had to steer out that there, and I'm not sure if Double got wrong foot there, but now he's still in that position there. But now we've got Matt, who's also swarming all over the back as well. Rizzlesticks is past Snuff. My goodness me, fantastic. Oh my goodness me, we've got three abreast. Go down to Lake Descent then. Miles, oh my goodness, there's contact. That's a shot to the half, and Double and Brown there have come off. I thought that was a wall there. It's just the safety car. I thought that was a wall there. It was actually just the fence beams there. Goodness me. And that was a violent old shut there. Double's lost the whole wing section on that half then. Oh dear. And then Brown has also lost a lot of end play as well. Safety car drive-through penalties here for not adhering to the Delta. As soon as the safety car comes out, the Delta also comes into play instantly, where you have to make sure you do not go over that Delta, otherwise you get these penalties, and they are quite strict penalties. Of course, it's all about safety, isn't it? Of course, and it's also about not gaining an unfair advantage as well. We got 30 laps in this race. Is anyone going to think about? Oh, we do, and we do have something to come a bit. Steve has rolled the dice. He was on the hard tires here. Steve was. So this is a risky strategy from Steve. So it's going to be interesting to see what is he doing in this race now. We've also got Fizzy in the pits as well. So this is going to be very interesting. At least lovely shot indeed. And Hog has got a 3-second penalty. Both Ferraris are third and fourth position road there. Lovely stuff indeed. Hard tires for Steve then. Matt then, as it is Michael damage there. He was near the incident, was he? But he was getting very tight down there as well. Rizzlesticks back in the ninth position as well. Steve coming out of the pits. Fizzy, Sprint as well. Everyone who's in the pits on the hard tires then. Lovely stuff indeed then. We've also got Double there, who's the Haas has limped back to the pit lane, changing the nose cone on that Haas then. And now the Haas mechanics again to work down as well. Penny also come to the pits. Oh, he's changed the nose cone as well. And He is as well. Well, fully run over that mechanic there. And Brown then is still changing the nose cone on that Williams there. Brown is going to be right at the back then. He's, I've got to say, it's been a very adventurous couple of laps, isn't it? Let's take a quick look at the stats then, shall we? So in the stop so far, we've had Brown in twice. And we've also had Double in twice. Timmy and Sprint in twice as well. So good to see the pits have been very active. The mechanics are definitely using their wheel gun, getting the most use out of those wheel guns, isn't it? Definitely actually getting your money's worth, isn't it? Lap 7 out of 36 then. So Steve has rolled the dice, going to the pit then. So he's on the fresher tyres. There's a drawback to that, and that is of course where he is now in traffic. He has to fight past everyone, and if he does breeze past people, he will still lose time, won't he? But look at the people in front. He has got Snap and Rizzle Sticks in front. Rizzle Sticks is definitely of course making only a second race, so he does have an experience there. We got McLaren in the pits, and JJ's in the pits there. He's flying in the pits there, but slowing it down absolutely beautifully well there from the McLaren driver. Lovely. Got to say, that's inch perfect there for JJ. Fantastic stuff indeed there from the McLaren driver. And of course, JJ is also coming in now. There's no nose cone change here for the McLaren driver. So, and that is absolutely beautifully done there. Now, it's like clockwork, isn't it? So, he is out just behind his teammate. He should get out in front of Sven now. And indeed he does. And Sven is just coming down the pits straight now then. So, JJ doesn't need to come in the pits again then. So, that is more a tactical change rather than a needed change there. Of course, we've had a couple of guys come in the pits there because of wing damage, isn't it? And JJ there coming out of the pits there, just feeding in front of Sven. Double, Penny and Brown have also come to the pits well. So 2 safety cars in the first 8 laps. We did say there was going to be a couple of safety cars in this race, didn't we? Of course, it kind of gets very close, kind of very nip and tuck. Once again, the 2 Toro Rossos there are very much close together, aren't they? Which has been the story of the season, really, hasn't it? Of course, Roscoe and T. Sammy, that's why they've won the Constructors. It was so early on there, isn't it? With still so many points to play for. But, well, there's only 2 more races to go. But in the Constructors course, it's 44 points, isn't it, for a 1-2 then. So there's still about 88 points. I'd say about, because my maths is appalling. But there's still about 88 points still in the bag. And Toro Rosso have already won it. Staff is in trouble. He's on first retirement in this race. And where's he gone? And I'm not sure. Staff is in the wall there on the outside. Safety cars in the inside then, so they've got to clear that Renault straight away. What has happened to Snap then? That's not good at all, is it? T. Sammy is now, the roles are reversed. Now T. Sammy is is to become the de facto pacer. Man who is just holding down this pace set as well. And we are now waiting for it to get going, isn't it? So here they come then. They're crawling up the hill now then. Let's see what they could do then. So as they're going over the grid heights as well. Here we go then. We're back racing in. Roscoe is very much on the gearbox of his teammate. He draws from the outside. He's got to go on the inside. He takes the lead. Then we got 2 Ferraris there. Nip and tuck as well. And it's at the 4 Italian cars there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Rizzle Sticks has flown up into 8 finishes. That's fantastic. What's happened? See, it's gone up to 9 finish as well. Fizzie's on the pole inside. He's dropped down in 10 finish as well. As they're coming down late descent. And then once again, look at this. It's all anarchy at the back there. Is it fantastic stuff indeed? That Fizzy is under the gearbox there of the racing point as well. They've got both McLarens in 12 and 13 positions. Sven in 14th position there. Penny is in the pits there. I'm just guessing here. I wonder if Penny and Snap there have might have come to blows there. And Brown is also got in front of Double as well there. That's unfortunate for Penny, isn't it? As they're coming up to the I think it's the horseshoe, isn't it? It's Fizzy's back in front of the sea there. Fantastic stuff there. And now Rizzle Sticks then is just in front of us as well. We've got Timmy and Penny. Oh no, that is Timmy and Sprint. My apologies. Oh my goodness me. And look at, oh wow, and he's gone on the inside. That is an incredible maneuver. My goodness me, the ultimate opportunist there from Timmy. Fantastic. Timmy, oh my goodness, Fizzy's off the track there. He's off in a big way. Fizzy is there. He's dropped all the way down to the back of the field there. T. Sammy has taken the lead there, but Roscoe is coming back on the outside then. Where is he? Oh, and no, T. Sammy's gone right off and he's gone over to Argentina. He was so far wide there. And Double, JJ is back in the pits. And so again, the commentary's curse has really come to play there, hasn't it? And now as we're coming back down to Lake Descent as well, we've got still the 4 Italian cars very much doing a cracking job out there, isn't it? But very much it's Lionel Stone Asdog's all over the back of Harry in 5th and 6th position as well. Rizzle Stick's doing a very good job out there as well. Sven is actually really causing Brown some grief as well. Fizzy there went very wide there, kind of late centre, and Penny is back in the pits and Sven is out of the way. Oh my goodness me, there's a lot of debris there. He has gone off in an awful way there. And we just sit on board Double there. There's a lot of debris off the track. And have we got? Oh, goodness me, then, that is, if we got a safety car, if you like that, I don't think it is, then. And, now Sven, then, is out of the race. What a shame for Sven, then. His difficult season continues. His Penny is out of the pits as well, and Steve has got past the Rizzles. And now let's take a look at the McLaren. Oh, my goodness me, then. Rizzles there, only in his second IRC race, and goodness me, then. He is very much under the cosh here, isn't he? DRS has been enabled, then. And, oh, goodness me, Rizzle Sticks there is just getting, just a show in the rear wheel there of Timmy, then. And now we're coming over the grid hatches once again, and now Rizzle Sticks then is on the outside. Timmy is on the, oh, no, there's contact. I think he understeered, he clipped the curb there. Rizzle Sticks did, and because of that, that sent him into the side there. I don't think there's any damage. I didn't see any debris come off the two cars, so we're okay, I think. Well, I think we're okay, but Rizzle Sticks, oh, lovely shot there. That's a fantastic shot from Sprint there. Beautiful done as well. Oh, he's almost been hung out to dry there, and Brown is trying to go on the inside there as Rizzle Sticks is trying to find his feet. He's done 9 laps on these soft tyres, and those soft tyres might be past their best, and I would say that they're definitely past their best, and they're just struggling then. Woody is now falling back into the clutches then of Harry and as well. So at the moment we have Roscoe. Oh, goodness me, what's up? Oh, Harry's off the track in the Renault, and that has helped Asdog and Matt there go through and up into 5th and 6th position. Then Matt is back over to 6th position. Remember, Matt has actually gone on fresh medium tyres. Well, they're 8 laps old now actually, so maybe not as fresh as what they once were. And the two Toro Rossos there once again. Sammy is going up the inside. Roscoe is on the outside there, repelling the attack absolutely splendidly well. And I've just seen a comment there, and I'll talk about that in just a few moments, but because they might be going absolutely crazy over in the comment section, because Sammy takes the lead of the Brazilian Grand Prix, swoops on the outside, passes his teammate, and is through. Matt is now up into 5th position and passes Asdog as well. Matt is in front of his closest championship rival, which is, oh, Brown is, oh my goodness me, Brown is on the outside, Rizzle Sticks is on the inside, oh my goodness me, and oh, Brown is off the track there. He's gone for it. I think he was going a bit cross country there, wasn't he? Brown was, but he is still there at the moment. Good stuff indeed there. And Rizzle Sticks is down into 12th position there. Greek Formula 1, then GFOT Sammy fan club here. And of course, they're in the house, aren't they? And I think the house's roof blew off there, didn't it? When T Sammy passed Roscoe to take the lead of the Brazilian Grand Prix. T Sammy is, if he gets a win today, that'll be his 9th race win of his career in IRC. And also his 9th race win of his career as well. Fantastic stuff, isn't it? Stats is absolutely incredible. The stats of T-Sam is absolutely incredible this season. They really are really well done. There's a lot of Grand Slams in there as well. Fizzy is all over the back of Rizzle Sticks as well, and Rizzle Sticks is starting to drop down the pecking order, as he is one of the cars that hasn't pitted yet. And look at that, then it's Rizzle Sticks there and Fizzy there getting very close for comfort there, wasn't it? And goodness me, they're now getting their elbows out there, wasn't it, going into turn 1. So come down to Lake Descent, and Harry has now got a Steve and a Timmy behind him then, who is now on the to the back of the Renault team of Harry. So at the moment, Harry's lost 3 seconds at course. He took a trip across the grass, didn't he, a couple of laps ago, which made Asdog's and Matt's life a lot more easier at this stage of the proceedings, isn't it? T Sammy's gap has gone up to 1.2 there. Lovely stuff. No, it's 1.6 there. Well, I bet stand corrected. Roscoe has fallen into the clutches of Hogg, who is having an outstanding drive by the for Joris. This is his best race performance of his career, and I really hope I am jinxed in there, and touch wood that Hogg there has a fine race there, because he has been brilliant, hasn't he, so far this season. Has been brilliant so far in this event there, and really showing some mighty fine stuff indeed. He's coming in the pits, said Hogg is, so he's rolling the dice straight away, probably thinking about an undercut here of second place Roscoe here then, and the Ferrari mechanics are going to work now. They're going on the hard compound tires, Hogg is. Let's see how that plays later on in this race as well. Keep it as now Matt is all over the back of Woody, and Matt is going alongside Woody. Matt is past Woody and moves up into 3rd position, and Matt is back on the rostrum. Harry is still in front of Steve and Timmy in 7th, 8th position. Lovely stuff indeed then. Rizzle Sticks is 7/10 of a second away at the moment, as JJ has got a 3-second penalty there. I did look down originally and I thought that was a 10-second penalty. I was like, oh goodness me. And then so Woody has done 13 laps on those tyres then. Of course, the guys around it then, as they're on 12 lap tyres, and Matt who's done 11 lap on those medium tyres. Those tyres are in much better nick, of course, because they got more, they're more durable, aren't they? So that is so that's why they have the pace advantage over the Ferrari driver at this stage of proceedings then. But Woody is on a different strategy to these two, so later on in this race, it might swing back into the Ferrari's direction as well. As now as Woody is in the pits, and has also released Asdog as well. So Woody's coming in the pits, and he is going to wonder what tire is he going to follow the same strategy as his teammate Hogg. Hogg needs to be careful. Oh, and I told him careful. Timmy wasn't. He's damaged the car. He has got end plate damage there, and there's also Mercedes struggling. Oh no! And Woody is on the intermediate tyres. So that's a problem for the Ferrari. Oh, that's a huge problem for the Ferrari team. Hogg has got a 3-second penalty. Woody, who's having an outstanding drive, has got on the intermediate tyres. I think he was trying to change that to the hard tyres. What a shame there for Woody then. Oh my goodness me, that is such appalling luck there for the Ferrari. And really, that is what a shame there, isn't it? So Hogg then is now all over the back of Rizzle 6 as oh goodness me, Rizzle 6 there, I think was taking a different course there, wasn't he? He's gone very wide. Those soft tyres, I think, are well past their best now. They've done 13 laps. Only Hogg there. He needs to make sure that he doesn't damage the car on the back of this Haas as well, because the Haas is struggling, isn't it? It's like I gotta say, it's like wrestling a bull at the moment, isn't it? That's a Haas there. He's got to just keep his self under control. Roscoe has thrown the dice, and he is coming in the pits, and Matt has now moved up to second position then. So Matt's had a fine at his first stint there, hasn't it, where he was looking very doom and gloom. Hogg is now up into a lovely 11th position then, and now Rizzle 6 then is staying on these soft tyres at the moment then. So the only other man who's on the soft tyres currently, who right from the start, is actually T. Sammy, the race leader. So interesting stuff indeed then in this race then. So Woody there, what a shame there for the Ferrari driver. Absolutely such a shame, isn't he, on the intermediate tyres. Who's that? That's Petty is off the track there. He's had a problem, and now we got we got Steve, who is now got Harry and Timmy for company. Timmy's damaged the car, hasn't he? So of course he that's Steve with damage as well. I think that might have been quite a long time ago, but obviously my eyes are as sharp as anything and missed that. Which is nothing unusual, is it really? I seem to miss quite a lot of things really. But we're on board Vaz at the moment. He's coming up to Young Cow as well then. He is now matching Matt stride for stride, isn't it? Both these guys are on the similar tyres, isn't it? And now T. Sammy responds to his teammate. He will be in the pits now then. Lovely stuff indeed. Then Matt is carrying on then. So Matt will take the lead of the Brazilian Grand Prix, but he'll be being hunted down there from Asdog in second position then. T. Sammy is changing the tyres, and he is on the medium compound tyres, as is Roscoe then. Very interesting stuff indeed then. All up in the air. I'm loving this. These strategy course, fantastic stuff indeed then. There's a lot of mixture of strategies out there at the moment, isn't there? Riddle 6 is the final man who hasn't pitted yet, and he finally comes to the pits as well. How is the undercut? I think the undercut is not as powerful as what Roscoe wants, because look at the foreground. There is T. Sammy. He moves over to his 8th position, and good stuff there from the Toro Rosso driver. Rizzle 6 then coming out of the pits as well. Fizzy right down the back of the grid, and same with Woody as well, who's on the medium tyres now then. And we're just watching the battle for the lead at the moment then. And now, so these are the two leaders at the moment, and they're coming up to traffic, I think they are. Yep, it's the Mercedes driver of Penny just in front of us then, and we'll see how this one plays out as well. Steve is 3 seconds back at the moment. He has damaged that front wing then, so he is going to be losing time, isn't he? Of course, there is you need as much turn and help as you can around here, and with the wing then not got as much elements on it as what it needs to get the cars turned. He's going to be very much having a difficult time at the moment then, isn't he? Yellow flag in free as what's going to figure is Petty there, and look at that. So he's going for the lead then, but I think Matt there was I think Matt wasn't showing him anything there, was he? So we got T. Simon there going on the outside, isn't he? Look at that, he's past the Brownie, moves up into 6th position then. Roscoe is the next man who is Brown's got to repel. Lovely shot from the rear wing here of Hogg in the Haas as well. It's double cream car, and it is Hogg behind us at the moment, as he is catching him him at the moment. And now we're on board then as we're out on board, coming down into late descent as well. Look how close he is underneath the rear wing then. Timmy is in the pits there. I'm wondering if that is a unscheduled stop there, unfortunately, as I've knocked my headset completely out of my ear. But that's too much excitement. I need to stop waving my hands about because these cars are getting too close. Anyway, but yes, anyway, enough about my appalling hand gestures. I need to be more focused on the race, don't I? Yellow flag at 2, because that's a McLaren off. It is JJ who is off the track. Oh my goodness me, he's right the ball. Oh my goodness me. And I don't know how those guys avoided him. Both Fizzy and Rizzle Sticks avoided. That's a virtual safety car. And it is a virtual safety car. And Matt is rolled the dice straight away, coming to the pits. And Asdog is staying out then. Matt is in the pits. Steve is in the pits as well. Harry is in the pits then. This is going to be very much interesting stuff indeed then. So Matt is in the pits and also I said, oh, Timmy is going to drive through penalty. Matt is being hurt. Oh, this is a polling lock there for the man who's second in the championship in the moment then. He's coming out of the pits as well then. Is he going to go out for Steve? He does, because Steve is changing the nose cone on that racing point. And look at this, Steve is behind. Is he beyond the Williams? And Brown is also in the pits as well. No, but he's in front of the he's in front of the Williams. That's it, the Williams. So yeah, and so I think a good stuff did that. So Matt, Steve, Harry, and Harry and Brown basically got 3 pit stops, didn't they? Because the virtual safety car, you have to adhere to the Delta, and you'll not have full racing speed. We're still in the virtual safety car at the moment, because at the top left-hand side, then the virtual safety car is it's got the still information there in the left-hand side as well. Now we're green. We're back racing here in Interlagos, and at the moment we're just watching Hog then, who is in 6th position at the moment now. Still a good race there. Oh, look at that. Look at the understeer. Hog had to straighten up the steering angle, didn't he? Just around the pine tree, and you see the flash of a yellow nose there. That was Harry, or was that Matt? It was both of them there. It's Matt is in 7th position. There he is. And in 8th position is Harry. There he is as well, in the background, coming down the dive then. And so yeah, very good stuff indeed. Then it's a power up the hill then. And there's a Hog there. It's just dropped slightly away from double. Is on 12 lap old medium tires at the moment. Asdog leads, second is Sprint. T Sammy is in 3rd position then, and Hog going up the inside, passes double, and is through in the center wrestle, just before the center wrestle. Lovely stuff there from Hog, and he is on his way then. I think the Matt now, we're just over half distance. Matt should be getting to Matt and Harry are probably getting to the end on these hard tires then, and I think he was on the medium runs as well. Timmy is back in the pits then. We was talking about this in the qualifying, wasn't it? Of course, Timmy is just serving his drive-through penalty. We was talking about this in qualifying, wasn't we, about Timmy's rotten luck this season, isn't it? And I think again now it's just showing, isn't it? He's having a very decent qualifying, but unfortunately the race there it just seems so unraveled, doesn't it? Roscoe has very much got the momentum over his teammate at the moment, isn't it? And look in front of us, that is a Mercedes, a Sprint. Sprint has done 14 laps on those hard tires then, and you can see then that Steve there has really put the pressure on, hasn't he? Harry, and look at this, and Harry there is very much got a Pink Panther in his wing mirrors, hasn't he? And now he's having a look there, coming into Young Cow. Nothing ventured at the moment. T Simon set the fast out of the race then, as he is now really starting to turn up the wick there. He wants his 9th race win of the season. Steve there is trying to go on the outside of Harry. Oh goodness me, he's getting very much stiff and tuck then, and now they're side by side going up over the start finish in position then, and he is going to go into turn 1. Steve is on the outside, takes the second. Oh no, he doesn't take the lead, he takes 8th position there. T Sammy has taken 2nd position, away from Sprint as well. I think Sprint is on an alternative strategy there, isn't he? And he was just thinking of the long game double there, just defending himself, going into late descent there. Lovely stuff indeed then. So as they come out late descent then and go up the hill then, and it's 2 tenths of a second at this moment in time then. We've also got Harry, who is now dropping off the back of Steve as well. So at the moment then, so Sprint is now going to have to repel a second Italian car. This time it is driven by Roscoe in the Toro Rosso then. So Roscoe on a strong drive today, and he could potentially get himself back in the top 3 in the Drivers' Championship. Roscoe can at the moment there. I've just seen a couple of comments come in, so let me just quickly catch up on that. Of course, it's from the lead driver Jonathan Cox there, saying evening show, me and Jacob finished last night 1,000th of a second over the start finish straight. Oh goodness me, that I gotta say that was very tight, wasn't it? That was tighter. Oh my goodness me, that's tighter than this battle here then. And now then Matt is through and up into to a 6th position there. He passes double and is on his way then. And now let's see what Matt can do then. So he's now in free air for a couple of laps because there is a Ferrari 3 seconds in front of him at the moment. And then we'll see what he can do then in those couple of laps. I'm on lap 22 out 36. This race is flying by, isn't it? Goodness me. I gotta say, blimey, I haven't even said, wow, I don't know where everyone's going to finish in this race yet. It's so up in the air. We're on lap 22 already, out 36 there. So there is still, I reckon there's going to be still a lot of tears, and isn't there? We had some tears already, didn't we? We had Snap out of the race there under the safety car. Unfortunately, something happened just after this corner here, didn't he? I'm not sure if he crashed into the bar on the outside or what, but his car is definitely parked there. Sven is out of the race as well, unfortunately. Sven's run continues this season, and JJ also retiring from the race as well. Roscoe is not on the back of yellow flag, as we got a yellow flag. Is one of, I think it's Rizzle 6 there, just recovering now. And oh goodness me, double there is under siege again. This time it's from Steve, and Steve there is going side by side with double. Now Steve is through and he passes. Oh my goodness me, and double there is just having a look. I think he was just trying to distract Steve, but Steve is on his way, and Steve there is going quite quickly at the moment. He's on the medium tires. Oh goodness me, doing a bit of a drift through turn 3 there. Lovely stuff indeed. He probably knew he was on the stream, didn't he? He just wanted to show off the power of that racing point, didn't he? Roscoe is still behind him, sprint at the moment, and that is costing me. He is now 2 seconds away from his teammate at this moment in time, isn't it? So yeah, so at the moment, and the race has fallen away slightly from Roscoe, but it would be interesting to see then. Of course, Hamilton and Albon came to blows here, didn't they? And we got Timmy and Rizzlesticks there. So Timmy has got past Rizzlesticks. Oh, lovely shot from the rear wing of the Haas here as the Rizzlesticks is dropping down. But I don't think he will need to come in the pits again. Well, that's just a guess then. He might need to come in the pits again, but we'll find out later on. And that's the beauty of live sport. We don't know what's going to happen, do we? DRS is now available for Roscoe then. And Roscoe is now on what? No, then. The DRS is not open for Roscoe. So there's a problem, I think, with the DRS. I think that Dan had a problem with the DRS last night, didn't he? Also in the same Toro Rosso, I think they might need to have a visit of, I think the Toro Rosso mechanics might need to have a look at their DRS system, because that's 2 Toro Rossos in 2 nights. Goodness me. Steve has now moved on to third position. He's past his Matt and is on his way. That is the battle for second position as well then, isn't it? And Roscoe has passed Brent. He is up into third position. He's back on the rostrum. He is 3 seconds away from his teammate then. That difference might be too great then later on in this race as well. So Jonathan's just saying that me and Steve had a awesome battle last night as well. I guess it was a very close battle, wasn't it, in the end there between Steve and Jonathan. I don't think, unfortunately, I think Steve finished out the points in the end, if I'm not very much mistaken. I've got to say, I've slept since then, and my memory is absolutely appalling. On board T. Sammy, his paces are not appalling. No, is it? Goodness me, this man, the champion, is absolutely flying at the moment, isn't he? And he is coming up the hill as well. He's got a 3.5 second deficit. He's 3.5 seconds in arrears of Asdog at the moment. Asdog's done 23 laps on those hard tires. The question is Asdog going to go to the end on those tires? And if he is, Sprint will be going to the end on those tires as well. I gotta say, it's going to be very much puncture territory, isn't it? And he might have to start to tippy-toe around here towards the end, and this is going to get very interesting indeed then. Of course, we did expect action around here. We also expected a lot of strategical calls, and that is the beauty, isn't it? So at the moment, we've got Asdog doing 23 laps on the hard tires, when we've got T. Sammy and Roscoe, who have now thrown on the medium compound tires as well. There's all kinds of different strategies out there at the moment, isn't there? Matt there is currently on the hard tires as well. He's had a couple more stops than the guys around him, hasn't he? And I think Steve has as well. Look in front of us is Hog, who's doing a absolutely brilliant job at the moment, isn't he? He's 10 seconds away from Sprint at the moment now, isn't he? Hog is now Sprint has got 8 lap older tires than Hog. So the question is, can Hog there really start to put the pressure on the Mercedes driver then? But once again, Sprint is showing some incredible pace, isn't he? I think Sprint has been fantastic. I keep singing his praises, but he has been pretty mighty in this season. I really do, especially the second half of the season, been fantastic, hasn't he? Harry Prey, who is now 8th, is now 9th position there, comes to the back of Double. Double has done the most laps on these medium tyres there. Double is definitely very much twinkle toes, isn't he, on those tyres there. Definitely can get him much longer than what any average driver can then. And once again, Double is showing that he has definitely got a very nice touch there on those medium tyres. But unfortunately, just like I say that, he is in the pits there, 18 laps on the medium tyres. And Roscoe's going to have to do 20 laps on those tyres in T7. So those two have got to do a good job, as a decent job as Double then. So that's going to be an interesting one, isn't it? Where they can get to the end on those medium tyres. So I've got to say, it's all up in the air, isn't it? Hogg is now going to be, he is actually gaining on sprint there, but it's not by enough at the moment, unless sprint hits a cliff. He's done 20 laps, he's hit the 20 lap mark now on those hard tyres, whilst Astog's done 24 laps on those hard tyres. Look at Steve, he's got so much more drive, hasn't he, that Hogg? Oh, those corners there. Hogg is on a fantastic race at the moment, isn't he? Double there is just dropped down behind Timmy. Timmy is in the 11th position moment now. Once again, having a very much challenging race, isn't he, to say at least. Hogg then is currently in 5th position, and then Steve in 6th position at the moment in time, and stamping out of Young Carl then the junction, and now he is all over the back of the front end. Is this going to be a done move? And we have DRS as well. If the DRS is working for the Fraser Point driver, it is indeed then. And now then he comes from underneath the rearing of the Ferrari. He's on the outside of Hogg. He passes Hogg and moves up into a fantastic 5th position. And but I wonder if Hogg might come back at Steve later on in this race then, when his tyres start to fall off with just 10 laps to go in this Brazilian Grand Prix. Look at the gap at the front at the moment. It's 2.4 seconds then. Astog's got a 3-second penalty. I wonder if T7 knows about that, and that's just flashed up as well. So this is going to get very, very tasty indeed. And Sprint is only 1.7 seconds away from Roscoe there. So Sprint has not dropped off the back, has he, with those hard tyres? So those hard tyres are doing a very fine service indeed. And I don't feel I'm giving them enough credit out there, am I? Especially not Astog and Sprint. They're doing a brilliant job on those hard tyres. Very well done indeed then. Hogg having still a stronger driver, isn't he? He's now got Matt for company, 1.5 seconds away in the Red Bull as well. So and remember, Matt is trying to chase down Steve as much as possible. That is the battle for 2nd and 3rd in the Drivers' Championship as well. Roscoe's strong performance here tonight is going to give him a fighting chance coming into Abu Dhabi, and Rizzle Sticks is out of the race then, and that is in the perilous safety car is out then. Oh, we've got a sprint finish. It's at the perilous turn 6, and he is crashed heavily on the outside then, and this is going to be interesting indeed then, and I think this is going to hurt the hard runner driver. So Astog's Woody has got a penalty for speeding under the safety car. Into the pits comes Steve, and he is changed onto the soft compound tyres then, or maybe this actually, might be looking at it as a glass half empty here. Hogg is look how close these three drivers are. This is going to be fantastic towards the end then. I think I'm looking at this too negatively, and I think that this might actually be a reprieve for the hard runners there. Maybe then they say we'll have fresh tyres, and they're all going to be on the soft tyres. Has anyone got any has everyone got the soft tyres available at their disposal then? Asdog then is still in this race, and this of course, remember, the safety car really helped Asdog in Azerbaijan, but it was about strategy calls as well in Azerbaijan. Is this going to be is this going to be where Asdog gets the strategy absolute to perfection with just 8 laps to go? Then I gotta say, then that's really spiced up the race and into the front stages then. Oh, I'm loving that helmet from Asdog. Lovely stuff indeed then. And go to the pits as well, isn't it? Of course, I quite like that helmet design. I've never actually found it on the old design now. I probably will find it when like literally a couple of days after the new game's release, isn't it, or something like that. Anyway, enough about that. In my appalling attempt of having a good helmet, is Asdog is out of the pits and into the pit as the Toro Rosso's on the stack there. Roscoe is still going to lose a bit of time, but how much time is he going to lose? Sprint is not enough then, so he did a very good job. The Toro Rosso there, who might be on trouble, their DRS system turning on trouble with double stacking. They're beautiful stuff indeed then. Very nice done then. I must have learned that off the Red Bull boys. Brilliant stuff indeed then. Sprint out is in full position as well, and of course so at the moment then there is there's not many winners and losers in that front then. It's kind of neutralised the race, hasn't it, really? Because I think it was definitely shaping up to be a very much a tense finish then. So I feel we've been robbed of this safety car slightly, but at the same time they are now all all bunched up together. And can Asdog on the fresher tires then repel the attack of the two Toro Rossos behind him as well. Steve is back in the fight with Hog and Matt as well. So and also Double is back in the points as well. But Brown and Double is Matt is on the 17 lap out hard medium tires. This is not good at all for Matt. Oh my goodness me! And that's not good at all. I'm wondering if Matt doesn't have any soft tires available left for him. But whatever the cost, he's got to come back in the pit surely, because those medium tires should get to the end then. But I'm not sure he's not going to be getting to the end anywhere like the race pace he wants to, is it? And this is very much going to cost him second position in the Drivers' Championship then, and it's making his life much more difficult going into Abu Dhabi in a week's time. Oh goodness me then. Oh, that is such a shame indeed, isn't it? As Jan van den Broek said, it will be a great sprint till the end of the race. Then go for it, guys. Then definitely indeed, Matt is staying out then on those 17 lap Oda soft tires. And that is going to be a pivotal factor, I think, for Matt and for the battle for second as well. Which of course is the biggest talking point of this race, isn't it? As we now coming out to lap 30 out of 36, and we got 7 more laps to go around, 7 more tours of the Interlagos circuit as well. Lovely shot from Asdog then, who is currently leading this race then. Remember, he started 10th on the grid there. He has battled his way up through the field there with great strategic, of course. I thought he was going into the back of the safety car then, which of course we do. There is also memories of the Singapore safety car incident, which unfortunately befouled our new champion of IRC Elite, and that was of course Slim, wasn't it, last season as well. But I think he's put all the miseries of season 2 behind him, and this season's been absolutely impeccable, hasn't he? Of course, if you want to rewatch or relive Slim's glory from last night, of course you can on the IRC channel. You can go back and watch that anytime you like. That's the beauty of YouTube, isn't it? Of course, I would suggest to stick with this one for now then, because we don't have a clue who's going to win this race, do we? Matt is on the back foot. He's done 18 laps on the medium tires, which is really going to cause him some issues there. Asdog, T Sammy, Roscoe, Sprint, Steve, and Hog there. Who are those? Who's going to take the initiative here? Safety car is in there. We got 6 laps then. We got a sprint race to the end of this race now, as a Roscoe and we've got Roscoe and T Sammy. They're not shy to battle each other, are they? And we've also got Fizzy and Double also getting very interested with each other as well then. And here they go. And I think Steve's gone. He has gone. Oh my goodness me, he caught me napping. He caught the 2 Toro Rossos napping as well. Especially T7 there on board with Asdog. That's a cracking start there for Asdog there. He went straight away. And is T7 there breaking much there going into turn 1 then. Good stuff indeed then. We've also got Fizzy getting past Double and moving up into a 10th position as well. He's back in the points there. Might has repelled off any attack at the moment, but he is definitely going to be feeding the pinch there, isn't he? From Harry and Co behind him at the moment. And the 2 Toro Rossos are once again getting very close out now. C is on the back of Sprint moment, then Sprint on a cracking race in 4th position, isn't he? The hard tire strategy has very much paid dividends, hasn't it? I think he probably would have rather tried to go to the end on those soft tires, because it would have been very much about looking after the gap. Sprint has gone wide there, and Steve is going to go on the outside. He's going on the outside then. That's a fantastic move there. Once again, Steve from just seeing an opportunity, he went for it. Now next target is Roscoe. It's a racing point 1-4 at the moment. It's a Toro Rosso 2-3, and we've got Hog who's having a look into Young Carl there. Matt has dropped to a second back at the moment as well as we come through to complete. Oh goodness me, who is that? That's I think that's Fizzy. Fizzy is very much all over the back of the Williams, who's on 8 lap old medium tires as well. Oh goodness me then, I thought that was going to be an awful crash. I think Brown just slightly did a bit of a who's that? Woody's in the pits there, and I think Woody's incredible race is just really coming to an end there. What a shame there for Woody there, really is. Of course, if those intermediate tires didn't go on here, Ferrari would be on a big old payday in terms of points there, wouldn't it? Unfortunately, that's not the case. Such rotten luck there from Woody tonight. I know. Well, what a shame there indeed. Then Steve is going on the inside there, but Roscoe has slammed the door shut there as they come out to late descent there as well. Then we've also got Hog in 6th position there, Matt in 7th then, Harry 8th, Fizzy in 9th position, Brown in 10th position with Timmy in 11th position as well then. Timmy Hunter. We're correct the car there. Brown has done 9 laps on those hard tires. Got 13 laps for Penny, and we've also got Double on 6 lap tires. And of course, Matt there, who has got the Otis medium tires at the moment as well. Brown is off the track then. Oh, goodness me. Brown is off the track. He's in the roll. He's in the tyre barrier. And oh, Penny's off as well. Penny's gone off just slightly on there into the horseshoe. Oh, dear, oh, dear. And I haven't seen the car now for a very long time. I'm sure Jaguar went in there one year, didn't they? I think it was Eddie Irvine, but that is a shame. Virtual safety car. And once again, then neutralised in the race. And Penny is our latest retirement here in Brazil. What a shame then. Virtual safety cars out and ignore the gaps at the moment. And the question is though, who has got? I think Asdog's got a 3-second penalty. Oh no, I completely forgot about that till just a moment ago. So T Sammy is very much in the box seats then for his 9th race win of his career. Fantastic stuff indeed. Then can Asdog get his 3rd race of the run of the season? Then he's going to have to really put his toe down. See Brown in the pits then, and he is going to have to change that wing on the Williams side. He's also got a 5-second penalty as well for the car 58 in the Williams side. So yeah, that's such a shame now, isn't it, for Brown? Changing the nose cone, and he's coming back out now then. Just been able to back racing there, and once again Asdog starts beyond the virtual. All the safety cars absolutely amazing, isn't he? He's getting the 2nd once again then, hasn't he? Fantastic. 17 then. Brown is retired from this session then, and unfortunately he's our latest retirement. We're down to 12 cars in this race then, with Double and Woody just outside the points at the moment, and I don't think that these are going to be in the finish position at the moment. Now look at the top 4 there. They're very much lying stern at the moment, and in the yellow flag is for Brown's car, isn't it? And as we're back on board with C then with just 4 laps to go, or shall I say 3 laps to go in this race then. And see very quick as he's going. Have a look. Oh my goodness me then. And just having a look there at Roscoe. We've also got Matt there. We've got a yellow flag in 2 as well, as Harry has gone on the outside of Matt. Harry is through and having the 7th position. Good 17. Now Matt is now going to attack there from Fizzy as well then. And there's no respite for the man who's in 2nd position in the championship. And now, oh my goodness me, look at them, they're all shaping up. Then there is going to be no give, no core given, and Matt swoops back on the inside there. And goodness me, Fizzy, oh my goodness me, Fizzy then knocking Matt off the track there. And Matt is spun around there. Of course, we did say there was going to be no core given, and that was exactly what happened there. And Fizzy swooped on the inside and in the late descent there. My goodness me. Of course, that was rather brutal, wasn't it? Oh goodness. Sprint there is Timmy is now past Harry as well. Harry got damaged in that exchange there. No, he hasn't got damage there. He just needs to find his footing. Fizzy's back in the 6th position. Fantastic. And that's advantage Hog there, isn't it? His Hog is now had a respite as well then. As Steve is trying to get by Roscoe at the moment. So T-Tower is still at the fast stop of the race then. And he is currently going for another Grand Slam then. Harry is back up into 8th position there with Timmy in 9th position there. The penultimate lap here in Brazil. We've got 2 more laps to go in this race. The 35 and 36 as well. Matt is in the pits there. And we've got coming down to late descent as well then. We got Steve there who's 6/10 of a second away at the moment. And lovely shot from the rear wing. But I don't want to see the rear wing. We want to see forward. We want to see what's going on there. Woody just outside the points at the moment. Timmy is battling tooth for nail. I think as it stands there, this is very much a rough guess, so do not take this as gospel. But I think that T Sammy, 3rd time's the charm. T Sammy is actually net in front there because he has because of course I don't think he has a 3-second penalty, was Asdog I'm sure does that, and that will also promote Roscoe to 2nd position. But I'm sure Roscoe's got a couple of penalties as well, as once again my old age has really caught up with me, as I can't remember what's going on in this race. It's been fantastic, hasn't it? Lovely over the shoulder shot from Timmy as well then, as we come up the hill. Then Harry is going to be looking over his shoulder, isn't he? There's an orange McLaren there that is very much starting to breathe down his neck, isn't it? We're on the final tour then at the Brazilian Grand Prix, and I think that the T Sammy there and Asdog, this is the final lap then. T Sammy I don't think needs to overtake Asdog, but as Asdog there is jinking us very violently there to the left hand side there. Of course that would definitely have thrown me by surprise. Definitely, I'm not sure about T Sammy. T Sammy's going to go on the outside then. Asdog there is on the inside. He's really struggling, Asdog, it's in the moment, isn't he? I'm not sure if there's been a problem there for Asdog, but he's really struggling, isn't he? And I wonder if he's contact. There's contact contacting. I'm not sure what's happened there. Asdog there is, I think T Sammy has damaged the car. Oh no, it's one of the cars. There's one element that's come off there. I don't think it's T Sammy, it's Roscoe, isn't it? And also, I wonder if it's probably a bit of a play from Abu Dhabi 2016 then, perhaps. I'm not sure. But anyway, Asdog coming through the final turn as well. Ali Young Cal then. And let's look at Roscoe. Oh my goodness, it's going to be so close coming across the line. And I'm not sure what to look at. Look at this, and Steve is right underneath the rear wing. Asdog is coming through first, but is he the winner? T Sammy wins the Brazilian Grand Prix. Steve is in second position. Sprint is in third. Again, fantastic driving. Roscoe fourth. Asdog fifth. Hogg in a fantastic... Oh, Hogg is... Harry sixth. Fizzy seventh. Hogg is in eighth position. Timmy is in ninth. Double in 10th position. Woody in 11th position. He would be very much in that scrap with the Hogg and Fizzies, but unfortunately, the intermediate tyres was on the wrong time in this day in history. In 11th position then. He will finish 11th position, and Matt finishes 12th, and that's a huge blow in the battle for 12th for second position in the Drivers' Championship. Then, and T Sammy there win number 9 then of his career. Absolutely brilliant stuff there from the Toro Rosso driver. Indeed, really well done indeed there from T Sammy. And as I quickly take a breath, and goodness me, then that end of the race actually flew by, didn't it? I think the safety car might have taken away some element, some suspense in that race, didn't it? Unfortunately, but still, I loved that. Brilliant stuff indeed. Then anyway, then as you can see, T Sammy 9th time on that top step of the podium there. Really well done indeed. Then I think the year is of. I think the season is the T Sammy season. Is it the year is of T Sammy, and they're doing a cracking job indeed. Then. And now then, let's take a look at the final classification then from the Brazilian Grand Prix, round 20 of season 7 of IRC. And hats off there to T Sammy, Sprint, and CEO Sprint doing a good job there once again. No penalties, is really racking up some podiums for him, doing a good job. And Harry as well, moving himself back up to 6th, and Woody, who will be there very much definitely right up there. Unfortunately, so that's unfortunate for Woody. That really is. So what a shame for the Ferrari driver. T Sammy 9th race win of the season, fantastic stuff. C in second in the end. Then Sprint, well, great drive from 11th to 3rd there, showing some strong performances. Roscoe in 4th position, Asdog 5th, Harry 6th, Fizzy is in 7th position, Hogg 8th, 9th was Timmy, 10th position was double there, getting a final point for the Haas team. Woody outside the points in 11th position, Matt in 12th position in the end. Then retirements, Brown, Penny, Rizzlesticks, JJ, Sven and Snap all retired from the Brazilian Grand Prix then. And next week then is the final round of races then from IRC Elite and Super. Of course, Elite is on Wednesday night. Of course, Sim is going to be celebrating his championship, I have no doubt, with gunning for another victory for the McLaren team. And of course, he might have a new challenger in the form of Grant as well next season as well. Done fantastically since Grant has stepped into the Elite League. Brilliant stuff indeed. And of course, then we have still got to determine who is going to be second in the Drivers' Championship, as the Super also goes to the final race in Abu Dhabi as well. Then thank you all for joining us tonight. Been an absolutely stellar Grand Prix as always here in Interlagos. Join us on Wednesday night for Elite and for the final time of IRC Elite before it transforms into ZF Racing, and of course Thursday night for the IRC Super League. See you next week.